Tutok si Keki, not in Iran.
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa, minasama!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Moi Moi Kyun holiday special of Talk to Keki.
That was not moi moi at all, son. You gotta do it like you gotta do it.
I got. So you want the heart?
Moi.
Moi. Cute.
You gotta do the high pitched voice too.
No. It's too late for that shit, man.
Can you go? What is it? Falsetto? It's falsetto, right? Is that the high one?
So I can. No, I cannot.
No.
I tried to. My throat hurts when I try.
I wonder why.
Hey
yo.
But no. Okay. Happy holidays from us here at Talk to Keki. We got a fun show. I'm Matt, and as always, join me, my co-hi Ethan. What's going on?
Minasama, genki desu ka?
Oh, genki desu ka?
We're doing Q in the rest of the fucking show because of our closer.
Yeah, our closer. It has to be. It has to be the closer.
I'm riding so high. I literally right before the episode started, just started it.
Yeah, so we're happy with it. We're very, very happy. But yeah, we got mostly penultimates. I have a couple of finales. I'll get to them shortly. And yeah, we're gonna talk about this, and then next week is our finale and awards.
Dude, I'm so unprepared.
I'm fully prepared. So
I'm so unprepared. I'm still behind 2 episodes. We have last week's what's it called? Eminence and flops to talk about. I'm behind on those as we record on Thursday night. So,
yep, and you're behind on JoJo.
And I haven't even started JoJo. I'm not gonna get to JoJo until after the season, dude. Truth be told.
All right, yeah.
I'm not gonna. We have next season's next week is the seasonal awards, not annual.
Yeah.
Are we doing back to back?
No. Annual is the week after that.
Annual's the week after that. Okay, so
yeah. That's one of the last start, man.
Yeah, I'll have an opportunity to try and do my best to binge it, or at least get to a decent point for me to be able to properly grade it.
Plus most of these animes will be over by the time.
Yeah, forgive me for wearing the same shirt on air, guys. For all you people that are saying, like, listen, this crusty motherfucker is wearing the same shirt as the last 2 podcasts that I've been on. I don't go very many places, so I happen to wear this shirt. Is going in the hamper as soon as this episode is over, but I was so behind on life that I sat down, watched the Akiba Maid War finale, and we jump right in this bitch. So, who doesn't like a little bit of Yuki though? Yuki-kun. It's Yuki-kun, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Mezumi. That means rat. Wait. There we go. Rat. Mezumi.
Rat. Fucking rat. All right, let's get to some news.
Yeah, rat bastard. Go ahead.
Let's go to it. The manga City Hunter gets a live action movie. We're gonna start with that. Let's see some more announcements. Arc Knight's Prelude to Dawn is getting a 2nd season for those that are watching that. So good on you. Mission Yozakura Family is getting a TV anime in 2024. All right, so nice there. The manga Sandland gets an anime movie in 2023. So we're getting a lot of stuff. Also, for Pokemon, Ash is finally retiring. There's going to be an 11-episode series focused on Ash's life after winning the championship. It'll come out January 13th. And then after that, in April, they're going to start the new series for Gen 9 with new characters. No one from old. So,
by the way, in regards to Ash Ketchum, stay tuned to the podcast. That's all we're going to say.
Yeah, we don't have any confirmation yet, but when we do, we will let you know.
Yes, we got something big in the works that hopefully our editor, Sean, at W2M Network, shout out Sean.
Yep. Yeah, we're just waiting on that while he takes care of his personal situations, which we hope he finds something soon.
Hopefully so. Indeed.
Yeah. But I did watch the finals.
Enjoy our Christmas gift that I accidentally spoiled on the MMA for Mark's podcast. I literally, dude, I was like literally telling, like, I was like, it was a random like part it was like the random lull before we disconnected from the show. And I was like, yeah, dude, I've spent so much money on Christmas presents. I bought like so and so this. I bought our editor Sean blank, and I was like, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that, and I was like, cut it out. I'm like, oh no, wait, we're live. Fuck.
Yeah, let's hope he didn't hear you.
Hopefully he's stupid enough and doesn't listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, but I was actually watching this tournament for the Pokemon thing for the Master Championship off there. So
the beginning of MMA for Marks, I was like, oh, I love you.
No, I gotta do that too. So, but I was watching the Pokemon tournament. I was actually watching the finals, and it was a very fitted ending for it. I liked it a lot.
So
they went hard for Pikachu going Super Saiyan.
Pikachu went Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he was like charging up, like he was ready to attack.
Oh, I thought he was going to go Raichu or whatever.
Raichu, no. He was glowing. He was sparkling with electricity. It was good.
Yes.
Yeah. So if there's a way for me to watch the whole Fame for Ash retirement, I will add it to my winter list. Just so to get that conclusion. Alrighty. Ron Kamonohashi, the Reigns Detective, is getting a TV anime. Hold on. No date. Looks deranged enough as it is, just from looking at the poster. Spy Family, you're getting a season 2 and a movie in 2023.
Can't wait.
I cannot wait for that either. Blue Exorcist is getting a new anime series.
I saw that.
I haven't watched it. I know my friend did, and he likes it. So I'm pretty sure he's happy with that.
Good for him.
Also for the manga readers and JoJo lovers, JoJo Part 9, The JoJo Lands, begins in February for the manga.
Good for you, Matt. Enjoy it and let me know how it is.
I will see. I will see if I can enjoy it or not.
Hi.
Okay, and Reincarnated as a Sword is officially getting a second season, so hooray for me there.
Good for you, Matt.
Let's see for this one. Sayu Radio no Uro Amote is getting a TV anime. There's
I would love to put out a poll somewhere in the universe to like know what our Japanese audience thinks of you reading in Japanese.
Yes.
Every week I think that in my head. I was like, these motherfuckers just must think this guy is a fucking.
There's no English title for it. Yeah,
it's hard. It's like that. It's been like that a lot also on Analyst. So I unfortunately get what you're talking about, dude, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to do as best I can until we get an actual to give it a proper name. But it's a I think we might watch this because it's about podcasting and radio, and for you it's a Yuri.
Ooh!
We have no date yet.
Hooray.
Yeah, so hooray there. And then finally, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun is getting a reboot. Not a season 2, but a reboot.
So that's been on my to watch list because I heard how funny the first season or the first anime now we could say was. You saw it?
I did, yes. I enjoyed it.
And you enjoyed it. Okay, so that's definitely going to be on my to watch list for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the reboot. There's going to be more focus on the source material. It's a bit darker than how it leads on, but when you find out about Hanako's family and all that shit, and the little hints of what might have happened, what might have not happened, but I'm looking forward to it. I believe we are getting it in 2023. When we get a release date, we will let you know. We'll know from there. I think the last one. When did that air? It aired. It aired 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, and now it's getting a reboot to do it properly. That is it for the news, people. Also, Hunter x Hunter hiatus again.
Death, taxes, Hunter x Hunter hiatuses.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy, but it's like I think she just let someone else take over, like his wife or the successor.
Does his wife?
Somebody.
Does his wife write?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she just Sailor Moon.
He is the one called Sailor Moon.
So there we go. There, it's in the business. It's in the family. Alrighty, all right. Your turn for some reviews. You're only two.
Only two. As I'm editing our list now, trying to whittle some of this down. Delete. All right, there we go. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay. Gotta answer that text afterwards. Okay. Anyway, Peter Grill. We're actually getting some decent. I shouldn't say decent. Let's rephrase that. Peter Grill is a complete waste.
I was gonna say
Peter Grill is a complete waste of my time, but because it's sexual, I'm like, oh, I'm about it. So fucking yeah. Basically, we left off with Peter and Millie, not Million. Million. I don't remember her name exactly, but anyway. We left off with those two, and she's like a bunny girl. Like she looks like a bunny girl, even though she's part of the dwarf thing. So we leave them off. They're in the sex dungeon, can't get out unless they fuck. And so they're like, Peter's like, all right, well, it can't be helped. We got to get out. And she promised. So basically, she's like, hey, like I'm poor. I want financial stability. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, okay, if you fix my sword, I will provide you financial stability of some kind, whatever. Like, okay. And she's like, well, it can't be helped. She gets butt naked, and Peter Grill gets butt naked, and he's about to put it in, and she's super nervous. It's her first time. She's not wet. Like, it's going bad. And she's like, God, I don't know what I need to do to like get this bitch to go. And so he's like, I'll tell you what, if we can get this done, I will give you financial stability for life. And she has a whole ass orgasm right there. They have sex. They're released. The end of that. The end of that. So we go to the next episode. Or I'm sorry, not the next episode. I'm sorry. We go to the rest of the show, the rest of that episode. And basically, the guild's party has come into town. There's no sign of Peter Grill. They're wondering what the fuck happened to Peter. The guild master who broke the sword is like, oh, maybe Peter realizes he's fucked. And, he's going to, what's it called? Run from town. That's cool. Meanwhile, Luvelia is looking all over Peter. And then there's a discussion. This is where I said we actually get like a decent storyline in this episode. The father of Milliam, we'll call her Milliam because I don't remember her name. Milliam basically talks to Luvelia, has an honest conversation. They mention basically like the treaty is basically kind of outdated. This treaty between the dwarves and the guild is outdated. We feel like, the guild is like swinging their might because we don't need the protection, but let us hope that nothing happens. And again, the monster in question that they're celebrating is the death of like some crazy cicada. Looks like a giant fucking roach with legs. So they're like, oh, okay. So she goes to her father and she expresses this conversation she had with the dwarf liaison. And her father is like, fuck, that's our cash cow. We can't let them get away because he's a piece of shit. So they're like, whatever. He said some shit to get her off her ass, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the day of the ceremony comes, and around this time is where you see that the dungeon is empty, but there's nobody in the dungeon. But the day of the ceremony comes, here's Peter Grill. There's no Peter Grill. And they're like, where's Peter? Where's Peter? Where's Peter? And then all of a sudden there's a rumbling. And throughout the episode, there's like little tremors, like earthquake-like tremors. And they're like, we've had a lot more of those lately. And so a giant tremor happens. The ground explodes. And after 100 years of this beast not being around, thought to be extinct, here's a giant cicada with 2 heads. End episode. So cue Peter Grill to save the day. He has another woman to his harem. And that'll probably be the end of that series. Thank God. Anyway, Boruto. Boruto again continues with the great fucking storytelling. So the episode starts off with Boruto reaching out to Kiseru, who is the shinobi who is thought to have killed the people. And so he chases after him. There ends up being a fight. The big guy, I forget his name, but there's a big guy there who got slashed up during the fight in the previous episode. He's about to die, but everyone wants to help Boruto with Kiseru. So everybody who was safe runs back onto the field while the big guy basically props the door open with his final act because he's strong enough. So he keeps the door open. They all run out there. They all try to help Boruto, and they chase after Kiseru. Meanwhile, Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki are chasing after a hooded figure with a mask. if you watch the series, you automatically know who it is. But if you don't, chasing after the hooded figure after mask, they eventually catch up. There's more hooded figures that surround them with the mask. And Sarada has a quick little battle. She gets kicked in the face. And before she recognizes at that point, and she's like, these guys, she tells Kawaki and Mitsuki, these guys aren't enemies. They're like, what do you mean? They kicked you in the face. And they're like, no, these are Ambu, Leaf Ambu. So they start having a conversation. They're like, oh, the higher ups have permitted us to discuss intel with you. And so they share intel and basically find out Kiseru is not working for Oga. Kiseru is in an undercover mission. What's it called? As an Ambu. So he's Ambu. And they were saying, oh, it's a relief, but they're basically worrying that like Kiseru is like losing his mind because he's got like a personal vendetta in terms of why he's doing this. And so they're like, oh, he's losing his mind. And we kind of see that play out throughout the rest of the episode. Kiseru one by one starts picking off everybody until he gets to Boruto. They manage to temporarily stop him. I forget their names, but there's a girl that does lightning, and then there's the rock shinobi that's like a little boy. And so he drops something as he runs away, as he flees from them. And the rock shinobi picks up a scroll. It's a scroll he drops. He opens the scroll, and it's a mission brief that shows his mission. And so after he gets shocked, it triggers something, and he's like, "Oh shit!" But regardless, he's like kind of losing his mind because of the stress of everything. So him and Boruto fight. Boruto's about to win, or he's either about to win or he's about to get his ass kicked with fire. I don't know. But regardless, the Rock Shinobi hustles over there, and he stops them fighting at the cost of him eating Kiseru's flame attack. And he's injured. He's not dying. He's not deathly injured, but he's critically injured. And he hands Boruto the scroll. Boruto reads the scroll, and he's like, "Oh shit, you're Ambu. You're on an undercover mission. Oh man." And so Kiseru goes, "Yeah," and then he stabs Boruto with a kunai in the stomach. And Boruto looks at him, and he's like, "Why did you just stab me?" And he's like shocked. And as he's about to collapse, Kiseru tells him, we're not in some crazy maze. This is Genjutsu, and it's up to you to fix it. And so Boruto passes out. Kiseru, who actually secretly specializes in very powerful medical ninjutsu, heals Boruto so he doesn't bleed out or anything like that. And Boruto's just basically passed out from the fight. And so Boruto ends up waking up in a lab, and all the people that have died aren't dead. They're just on. Everybody's in these cryo chamber like pods. And he wakes up and he's like, what the fuck is happening, as he sees everybody there in their pods, and he's in some random location. So it's also interesting from that perspective. I'm really enjoying this arc. And by the way, you missed a piece of news, which wouldn't matter to you much, but for those who enjoy Boruto in any capacity, they confirmed in February of next year, so basically spring, they're going to start adapting the Code arc. So we're back to manga, and the Code arc is fucking bonkers. If you keep up with it at all, it's really bonkers. So Boruto's now is hitting a hot streak, which is, I'm so grateful after the last shitty fucking filler arc. Like technically this is a filler arc, but this is actually a really good filler arc since it mimicked fucking Squid Games, and they're going back into the manga, which is a crazy part of the fucking manga. So hella excited for that.
Alrighty, very good.
Very good, sir.
Also, it's been 20 minutes and I haven't been cut off yet.
Good, and your video stabilized, which I was worried about at the beginning of the show.
Okay, but yeah, we finally got an Ethernet cable. Thank you to my spouse. Thank you to my spouse for buying a new one.
Thanks, Bash.
Yes, love you. As I am drinking a new drink from Citizen Cider.
Ooh,
it's pretty good actually. It was great. This place is right across the street from my job.
Nice. So you can't get a haircut, but you can get alcohol.
So yeah, right after work, I can go get a drink if I want.
There you go. It works itself out considering the holiday season for you is crazy.
Oh my god! Well, thank God I'm off tomorrow. I just got to work Christmas Eve, and that's really it.
It sucks, but hey, it is what it is.
All right, I got 4 shows, 3 finales. So I'll go to the one that's not a finale first. Blue Lock. Picked up where we left off. Team Z versus Team V. Isagi has the ball. He's like, okay, everyone, I have a clear shot. I can do this. But Nagi, the head guy for TV, is about to stop him. He's right there, right behind him. And he even says, so you're the most dangerous one here right now.
Ooh.
Because before he said he was a joke.
Yeah.
And now how it all turned around for him right there. And he cannot pass it to someone, or otherwise Nagi's gonna get it, and there's no clear way. And he's losing confidence into just shooting the ball forward. But he just has that little spatial awareness, and then he said, you know what? Fuck it. So he went forward a little bit, got that direct shot. It's a goal, 5-4. Team V's a little bit distraught. Nagi's like, well, hey, it's okay. We could get one more point if we tie it up, and the bell rang. That's it. They lost. And they look at the scoreboard.
It's not a bell, by the way. It's a fucking whistle. They use a bell.
No, I'm saying like the game's over. The game's over.
Okay, I thought you meant like they actually used like a ding 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 ding.
No.
But I was gonna be like, dude, don't you ever try to fucking talk to me about
No.
They use again.
No, they use an actual whistle. They use an actual whistle.
Thank the heavens.
Game's over. They look at the scoreboard for the whole the 5 teams. Since teams Z and V are the highest, they advance. The other 3 teams are out, but one person from each, like the best scorer that had the best average, they move on. So 30 people are gone, and the one people from each of the losing team, they're alone now. That's it for them. So after that, they're celebrated a bit. Nagi talks to Rio. He's like, "So this is how losing's like, right?" It's like, and he's actually he actually wants to try hard for soccer, so just not wanting to do anything. So we got that nice little thing for them. Team Z is celebrating that fucking traitor that was like, fuck you guys, but tackled the one guy that get the win cone. He's there. He's about to say congratulations. And they invite him over. Like, hey, you should actually come with us. And then Rensuke is like, hey, you know what? You betrayed us. You're a piece of shit. You're all looking after yourself. But you did tackle that guy to get yourself out of the game. That would help us win. If that didn't happen, we would have lost. So, fine, that type of thing. And then fucking Inosuke just punches the guy in the face saying, all right, now we're even. Do it again, I will kill you. So all that happens is that they were about to celebrate like an after party in the locker room, but everyone was so exhausted they passed out. And now
that's not very Japanese. Like they're supposed to be cleaning up the locker room, and then the fans are supposed to be cleaning up the stadium. Like that's
for the losers. Before you leave.
Oh, even when the Japanese won, they did that.
I know, but basically, while that's happening, Isagi sees all the losing people like walking out the building, all 30 people leaving. It's just like, I just crushed all of their dreams.
Do you get a boner?
It felt good.
Yeah, you got a boner. God damn it.
Yep. And then we go to the next day. Ego pops up on the screen. He's like, all right, here's your next training. You're gonna do cardio training without touching the ball. Like, what? Yeah, the games are over for right now, and you guys suck. You guys are worthless. Shouldn't be back on the field anymore. So for right now, just focus on your condition, type of thing. So basically, he was just talking down on them. So, the other guys, they're fine. They have their other games. They're taking it easy. You guys just don't get to do shit. So they do this for about a good week. And then basically, usually find out fucking Jinpachi Ego over there was lying about it. Basically, he just didn't want to give them all the praise. Like, oh yeah, if I praise you guys, you wouldn't want to improve yourselves after. So no. So I want to make you guys feel worthless, type of thing. Now they're talking about the next session of exams, and it's not a team thing; it's a solo thing. So everyone is on their own. So yeah, Isagi goes for the door and roll credits for that arc. So, all right, moving on. My first finale, Bibliophile Princess.
All right.
So this was okay.
Okay.
So after Eliana was just being berated, talked down by this other family, this little sister, this little shit Sharon. So, and then basically tell Christopher, I can't talk. I don't want to talk to you right now. I want to go home. She goes to her home, and this bitch, believe her name is Anna. She like kicked down the door basically, thinking Eliana was in there, but Eliana was hiding in the closet because she didn't want to be bothered. Basically, I need to get what
sounds like Bochi.
Yeah. No, not like that though. She's like, because basically it's someone that's talking shit about her, so she doesn't want to confront them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the other maid was there, like, I wanted to get some dirt on Eliana. You were there for a reason. I want you to berate her, belittle her, all this shit. And you're worthless, and your country's worthless. Fuck you. You see all this thing, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Then Eliana actually stepped out of the closet. Like, okay, what the fuck you doing, bitch?
Trapped in the closet.
Yes.
What? QR Kelly.
Oh, fuck him. Not give him any type of exposures. But yeah, then Eliana like overheard it. Like, I heard you like talking about this maid, and you says all this. Like, no, like they're good people. They didn't start the plague that you guys think they did.
Mm-hmm.
They had messes, all that type of shit. I knew because I read books. You illiterate piece of shit.
Dirty hooker.
Yeah. So yeah, this bitch gets mad, and Christopher comes in. He comes in at the right time. He overheard it. He's like, "Hey, you out? Like you're being irrational and all this shit. Like you don't know shit about Liana. I love her. She's my wife. I ain't gonna marry this bitch."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're doing it for military shit. Like that's it. But you're forgetting that everyone likes Eliana and everything she's done for people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, your family takes money too. So no, guard, take her away.
Mm-hmm.
So Christopher and Eliana, they're having a little moment together, they're talking solo. And then now Christopher's mother comes in. So Christopher hides, like pulls Eliana away. They hide behind the fucking window thing, the window cover. Shit.
Okay, window cover. Hi.
Yes. Hi. Then they hear the mother talking. She's like talking. She's like, "Oh, Eliana's always running away," type of thing. They're not like scolding her, like hates her, like. She just wants to talk to. She wants to get to know her future daughter-in-law, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Eliana thought, I thought she was hating me. And Chris was like, no, she actually does like you. She just wants to see you, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the prelude. So that was the penultimate. Now we go to the finale. Christopher and Eliana, they talked to Sharon, the little girl that was like belittling Eliana, said like, "Hey, my older sister should marry her. That's destiny. It's written in a fairy tale book. Not you."
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "Okay, I will dance with Christopher if you take this book, this rare legendary book written by this sea captain, and no one has ever seen it, no one.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have it. You can read this book, but you have to leave the ball, and I dance with him."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like almost tempted to. She's like holding the book. He's like, "I can't do this. I can't do this shit. No, don't want it."
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon just again now she's saying, "Oh, my sister and him are meant to be. It's not you. It should never be you. Fuck the Bernstein family."
Mm-hmm.
And then Christopher was telling her about you know what Eliana has been doing while you're trying to have your sister try to marry me. That whole plague thing, like she read research, like various books from different countries of how they handled it, and she found a way to have people like look for a remedy to have something that actually worked, that wasn't just temporary, like a permanent thing for people around people all over the country, all over the world type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like she did all of that, and first, then a maid comes in with the letter. It's like, "Oh, see, my sister still writes to you. You guys are meant to be." So Eliana was about to leave. It. Chris was like, "Sit down."
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like they were basically pet pals, that type of thing. Like not like in love. Like yeah, that was a thing, but yeah, your sister married to the Duke, but people were spreading lies about how it was forceful. Like, no, she wanted to marry this Duke, even though he's like 15 years or so older than her.
Mm-hmm.
As a fate. And yeah, when we were talking, she gave me the blessing to say she was happy for me that I was marrying Eliana.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's all you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it reminded them, one of the guys that reminded the story, like how this girl found this poor and farmer girl loved the prince, but there was nothing she could offer. So this talking pig, for some reason, says, "Hey, yes." So basically, it's like, if you cook me up, make a nice pork out of me, the prince will love it.
Don't cook on pig.
Like, cook me, make a nice pig, and I'm sure this prince will love it. That type of thing. So
full on apple and mouth.
Yes,
Saute in
apple
the
bake.
ass, all that.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey baster shit. Put it up in the ass. Squirt some juices in there.
Hey.
So it was that type of story. So Christopher called this little girl a fucking piglet as she was leaving, and then you hear her like, "He called me a fucking piglet." And then we get to the ball. Beautiful dress from Eliana with Christopher, and then you see the mother, the father. They're all talking about him, and then the father's like, "You helped out a lot of people with all your research, everything you've done. Like, what reward do you want? We will grant it for you," type of thing.
Dick.
No. I thought about it, but no. Basically, she just wants time to read her books. Like she hasn't read her books to enjoy herself, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she wants to do that like after the banquet. The father's like, "Very well, Eliana Bernstein, I declare you go on vacation. You read all your books, and that's it." So, like, do that after the banquet, get some time off, and no one shall disturb you. Except for maybe my son or your husband. Fuck him.
Mm.
So, all that happened. They're dancing, there's a ball, everyone's having a nice time. And before Eliana retires for the night, Christopher has one more little surprise gift. It's kind of fitting because it's Christmas, so it's like snowing out.
Oh, fitting timing.
So yeah, fitting timing. So basically, all the lights are off. They pull the covers down that was covering the trees, and the trees were glowing, not like Christmas lights. Like there was like some type of special ink that Eliana had. They used that to like make designs on the trees. Like
It's called radioactivity.
yes, nuclear.
It's called nuclear waste dumped onto some trees.
Yeah, so all that, and they talk about their future together of soon-to-be husband and wife. They share a kiss. Roll credits. It's okay. My main problem was they talked about all the stuff Eliana has done for the kingdom, but they never show them.
Stop it. Sorry, my cat is eating shit off the fucking floor. Sorry for that.
Okay. But yeah, the fact that they don't show those accomplishments, like I kind of want to see them. Like I want to see the progression.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of obstacles outside of that, except for this other family being a bitch to Eliana just because she's not a noble or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the only type of drama.
Mm-hmm.
I like the couple, I like the chemistry, Christopher and Eliana, but it's a week 3.25.
Yeah, it sounded mid as fuck.
It is. There's other shoujos you could watch.
That sounds like it.
Yeah, like Fruits Baskets or Requiem of the Rose King.
Mm-hmm.
If you want like current in the past year or so.
Indeed, those are all fun.
Indeed. All right, moving on. Reincarnated as a sword.
All right. Picked
up where we left off. The White Owl. It wasn't the enemy. It was the Guildmaster's cousin's summon, basically.
Okay.
As it spied on them. So it wasn't anything dangerous. Like, all right, fine, cool. And then basically this giant spider bitch is back. She's ready to fight. She's fighting Fran Shisho for a bit. And during this, Amanda had a little flashback because you find out that she actually orphaned 2 black cats.
That's racist.
You know what I mean. And Fran is a black cat. But she talked about why she was always bearing to children's because she orphaned these 2 black cats and they're dead. And she feels guilty that like she didn't help them properly defend themselves. Like basically, she felt like she could have done more for them.
Probably could
before they went on their own.
Probably could have.
We don't know. That's why we don't know how they really were.
Mm-hmm.
But all's going on. So basically, she sees the spider. I feel like she was about to kill Fred and Shisha, but they really were. They were just fine, honestly. So, but Amanda's motherly Baron's thinking, so she did one giant move, killed the spider, stole the kill. She's like, "Are you okay, Fred?" And then Fran just gave her this glare. It's like, "I wanted this kill. Like, I really wanted this, you son of a bitch." And then she's like, "Yeah, we kind of we had it. We wanted that skill crystal that she had." So that happened. Amanda was like clinging on to Fran, saying, I'm sorry while they were working. Like, I'm not mad. don't fucking do it again.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit happened, and then they cleared the dungeon, and now because of this, Fran reported back to the actual guild master.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Okay, so because of this, you can go to this rare dungeon like you wanted. Like that was the deal. Go to this, and then we'll give you what you want, type of thing." So basically, she's gonna leave town soon.
Mm.
So and then fucking Gallus, the blacksmith, she finally has her armor ready. So it's like a nice little cool adventure uniform. Shisho, he hates it for a bit because what you call it, the belly area is exposed. Like there's nothing covering it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are you trying to do? That's exposed. Like no, like cats hyping their senses because when the wind touches their body, type of thing, like it helps out with their senses, type of thing.
Right.
So they need that type of thing for agility. So he was explaining that, and then Fran's like, I actually like it. And then Shisho's like, oh, okay, that's fine then. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that. And then basically we go to the next day. People are like looking to send her off as she leaves to go to the next village. They're all saying come back sometime. Fran goes to Amanda and she says, when I come back stronger, I want to duel you again. And next time I plan on beating you.
Mm-hmm.
Because she got her ass whooped the first time. And then Amanda's like, oh yeah, look forward to that type of day. As they were leaving, she was like, hey, Fred, you never called her mom or something because you lost that bet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't want to. He's like, but you know what? He says, bye, Amanda or Amanda, something like that. Mom, Anda. I don't know how she said it like that, but that kind of triggers something in Amanda's flashback because that's what the black cat girl called her.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of clicked two together, and basically Amanda fostered friends. Sorry, Amanda orphaned friends, mother and father when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that she saw like who their daughter is, and I was like, oh shit, why didn't I realize that? Because they did show her Fran when she was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not telling Fran that because Fran's away right now, like as she's like leaving.
Mm-hmm.
As talking to like, oh, your daughter's doing just fine. I can't wait to see how she grows. Fran and Shisho are talking, and so roll credits. Adventure continues, and then we go. Then there's an after credit. You see Fran pulling Asta, basically hover like surfing with the sword.
Marada!
Yeah,
Mara.
But no, she's flying with the sword like a surfboard. She's doing that shit.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like, yeah, it's Asta. And then she sees a castle in the sky, and then she's about to go to it.
It's a good song. Castle in the Sky.
Talk about the movie too. That was a decent movie.
Yeah. Do we build castles?
Yeah, this this little undead thing knocked her down. She starts crashing through the roof of this house, and then she sees the person that summoned this undead thing. They gave this guy a glare, and you see to be continued. And that's when we get the season 2 announcement. I thought it was fun. Nothing great. I am looking forward to more. I love the duo of Fran and Shisho.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Nice start. All right, last one for me. Do it yourself. Mm-hmm. I love this. We picked up where we left off with the finale. The treehouse is basically done. Ray gives Setterfield the honor of screwing in the last screw, and then they're done. So I thought it was kind of nice because it all started with the one screw that Setterfield botched in the first episode. Mm-hmm. And now she's doing it again in the last episode. But she does it properly. It's neat. It's all done. Beautiful treehouse. They all go inside. They're all proud of the work they're doing with it. And now they want to get stuff set up because they want. It still has to be an official club. But it's not an official club yet. So they're not worried about that right now. They're gonna get to it eventually. But it's now just hanging out party. It's Jobco's last day with them because she's going back home. She's going back to the UK or wherever she's from.
Started job coach at AEW. Since job is a big thing.
She's now all elite.
All Jobco is all elite. That sounds like the that's what they should rename the wingman, since they're a bunch of jobbers. Jobco.
Oh god.
Or the factory. Jobco.
The Jobco factory.
Hey.
But
there you go.
But yeah, they're doing a little farewell party for Jobco. They all give her little parting gifts. And then she's almost about to cry. I was like, oh. And then Seraph was like, oh, don't be sad to my fate. And Jobco just fucking pushes her like she punched her almost. Like, no, stop it. I'm not crying. So I got a little chuckle out of that. And then we get to Jobco packing up with then Miko is still right there with her. So it's like, you did a lot. We're gonna miss you, type of thing. And then Jobco's like, you don't have to like lie and stuff like that to save her. Like, I know you you loved hanging out with her again. Because again, they were friends younger, but Miku's a tsundere type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not the horny tsundere, like a typical classical tsundere friend type thing. Right. Like we don't see those often that much these days. It's always a harem type shit. But, so that was refreshing. But basically Jobco wants Miku to actually like be more honest with herself, type of thing, with her feelings and how she is towards her friends, type of ordeal. And then she doesn't want and basically she opened up about how she always wanted to build a treehouse because that was something her and her mom did before the mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the mom passed away, Jobco's father was really like distant towards her and all that. Like he was depressed.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, she's like, I can't wait to go back home. I can't wait to tell Dad about we built the treehouse. I think that would make him happy. The stuff that I did with Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So all that, and then you see her go on her little private plane. And she says she'll come back, like at some point, like visit type of thing. And everyone says you're always welcome. We hope you come back soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all. They're all seeing her off. And then Miku was like talking to Seraphine like through the window because they're next door neighbors too. Mm-hmm. And he says, basically, hey, we should go to the clubhouse together, like just you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh well, like, but club's off. Like, it's okay. Like, the stuff I want to do with just you.
Hey,
it's not like that.
Here we go, baby.
As a fake, even Bash thought there's gonna be a little Yuri bait going on between them for how they were, especially the handhold and shit. I kind of thought a little bit, but in a wholesome manner. But basically, Miku brought Seraphine over to the clubhouse because she wants to build like the little bench, like the swing bench type thing. Sure. For the clubhouse, like something that they wanted together when they were younger, but now they're gonna finally build it. And then they again, no one's really fucking up. All job done. It takes the whole day. And Miku starts opening up about herself. She starts apologizing to Seraphine about, I'm sorry that I called DIY like dumb, moldy, old tech type shit.
This bitch.
Yes, basically. And she told about how much fun she had, and she said she was basically sorry for being like distant. It was more because she would always look after Seraphine when they were younger. Like all the time, all putting bandages on her, hanging out with her, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when they started middle school, Seraphine said to her, like, I'm going to be okay, type of thing. Like, I can handle myself. And Miku kind of took that as, I don't need you anymore, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that really wasn't the case. It's more of, I want to start taking care more of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then Seraphine was like, I did say that? Oh, you did it. Oh, and but basically he's talking about how, and then Seraphine opens up about how much she just loves hanging out with her. She loves spending time with her. She's glad she was able to do this with her, even though they are in different schools. Her school's across the street from the other one. And so they're fully rekindled. We get the credits. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. I I really enjoyed it. If you are into slice of life, this is something I would recommend. I give it a 4.25. I love the characters. Like the animation style was really nice. All the chemistry of all the girls was good. It had a nice pace. There's really nothing wrong with it, but I just wouldn't call it perfect.
Yeah, it's one of those comfy ones.
Yeah, it's a really comfy one, but it wasn't just about building stuff like how solo like you learn basics of fish and stuff like that in almost half the episode. And this just focused on the characters and they're just building stuff.
Right.
So I like that. I like that balance they had with it.
Right.
So yeah, I know we're not gonna get a season 2. It ended nicely. I have no complaints.
What did you give it?
I said 4.25.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, 4.25.
I was busy trying to pin our show to the group. Pin the featured.
Yes. Pin the featured though. Alrighty, shall we get to some reviews of what we're watching together?
Yes, we should.
We have no Gundam because they took a week off.
Yes, thank God.
So yeah, so that's one. That's one. Cross it off the list. Let's go to the ones that are the penultimates. Let's go with Shadow. Let's go with Shadow first.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's not a penultimate.
Yeah, it's just going. We went etchy again.
Kind of.
Like what happened?
I love the beginning.
You talk about the hot tub?
No, I was talking about the thong.
No, that was last week. No,
that was the previous episode. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, the hot tub was okay, but you don't see nothing.
I know, but
it's not a Mandy Sachs video.
No, basically, Sid's going to the hot tub. He's relaxing, and then what is the girl? Was it the princess or
princess? Yeah.
So it's Alexia. She's
Alexia.
Yeah, Alexia. She's like glares at Sid. Like, how are you just going here bare ass naked, not even looking at me?
They didn't explain it. Is that a shared like a communal tub, or did he purposely walk into the female tub?
I think it's just a co-ed type thing.
It's a co-ed tub, right? That's what I thought. But I thought he just. It's like I was like, oh, it's probably a co-ed tub. Oh no, it's probably fucking like this guy would be ballsy enough to fucking go and.
No, he just. I think it's just a co-ed bathhouse, but no, he's like talking about how he just enjoys hot springs. He's naked, no towel.
Yeah.
Just goes in casually, like nothing's like he's all alone, but no, fucking Alexi's right in the corner.
Yeah.
It's like glare, like.
And then she's surprised that he's not fucking oogling her.
Yeah, and then
he's like, I don't like to stare at people. It makes things weird for everybody.
He's like, I enjoy. I go to the bathhouse as alone time. I don't need to.
Yeah.
And then she's fucking talking about. Well, first Alexi's talking about this tournament that's going on.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, you can't join it. I'm not in it. I'm just watching.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, since it talks about his Excalibur.
Yes.
This just stands up like, yes.
Shing! He's fucking hanging cock.
Yeah, talk about it. You can't sheath this shit.
No, he's like when Excalibur is unsheathed, he's fucking swinging dong. And Alexia is just like,
yeah, and then to add more to this, he turns around. You see the towel, whips it between his legs.
Yep.
Covers his ass like what the fuck is happening?
Hey, that's slick, bro.
It is slick. Like, is this a different show?
It's slick. I mean, hey, I wish it was a hentai.
I mean,
Alexia would probably be jilling in the fucking thing. You had to know that. I was reading a Korean manhwa, and the fucking girl likes to fucking masturbate, and that's what she does. She'll like think about like getting fucked and think about like these crazy situations, and she's just fucking like doing it for herself while her parents are in like the other room or some shit. You're grown, by the way. That's the good thing about Korean hentai, guys, is that they're all college age students. It's not high school. It's not lolly. They're all college age students.
Yes.
19 to 23-ish, 24-ish, something like that.
That's right.
The main character always comes from the military service. Always comes back from military service, and he's like, I'm going to college now that I'm done with my required military service. and then he ends up in a
Nah,
harem.
I'm gonna fuck.
You don't want to know about fucking guy fucking a whole family of women? Whole family, mother, sister, other sister, aunts.
Don't say dog.
No,
Okay.
no, but he rails them all. A lot of the series are like that. Rails them all.
Rails
Friend,
them all.
best friend, cousin, rails them all. Anyway.
All right. Anyway, and then
On
we're at the stadium. We're at the thing going on. We're going on. We see a fucking beta there.
Beta, not a beta.
I said we see beta.
You said a beta. That has a few definitions.
Sorry, fuck. We see beta there. She's like I guess because famous up and coming author
who's pirating fucking all these what's going on American
all these from the other
real world fucking stories.
Yeah. So Alexia is like basically complaining. It's like I bet you fucking Sid already asked her out all this shit. Like she's like imagine all this like she has bigger tits. Like what the shit?
Yep. Not
so
slime.
No, that's not. Yeah, it's not the other girl.
It's not the other girl. Those are legit.
Yeah, Epsilon or whatever her name.
I saw that clip where she's holding on to the tits in the next episode that I haven't seen.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm not doing it for fun. Are you not?
I feel like you are. I think you're trying to come a feel for your competition.
Yeah, you're trying to get a feel for
It's like, do yours feel nicer compared to hers?
Is it more buoyant? Are they like flatter?
Or they firm? Or like what's the squish? What's the texture? What's the flavor?
You feel nip? Do you feel nip? Are they thicker nip? Are they like tiny nip? I don't know.
Yeah. Alexia gets so jealous. She's like stomping on Beta's foot. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So all that's going on. Then we go to what's happened on the actual stage. It's like this.
Yep.
It's like this play.
No, it's not a play. So what it is basically it's a fighting competition, and what it is these crazy, like all these fighters from across the land, they pay a ridiculous amount of money to have the potential to fight not reincarnated, like the ghost of like a mythical creature, like a mythical warrior, a mythical figure in this world. And there's like I don't know how many fucking hundreds of people. And what happens is they go up, they try to summon whatever mythical creature the goddess deems that they're same or similar level, and no one is able to summon anybody. Actually, no, I'm sorry, one person is able to summon somebody. And then as Sid is there in the audience, right? And he's like, oh, I would love to partake in this. And he's like, nah, I'll be a background character. That's fine. And then they're like,
but he's like, how cool would it be though if I got in there?
Yeah, right. And they're like, next contestant, Sid Kagano. And he's like, well, there's option A. I go in there and I get my ass kicked. There's option B where I go in and dominate and everybody knows I'm Shadow. Or there's option C where I cause mass confusion as Shadow and still get to fight and just leave. He chose option C.
Yep.
And so he disappears. Shadow comes down from the heavens, draws his fucking mythical sword out of magic, and out comes the what is it? The Witch of Destruction.
Yep.
The Witch of Destruction, this mythical creature that not many people know about, that was like a global level calamity of doom and destruction, hence her name, the Witch of Destruction. And we see her go crazy. We see some of the craziest attacks that we've seen in the show. And Shadow is just running. And meanwhile, by the way, Alexia and everybody are shocked, like, oh my god, it's Shadow. And then the current like acting priest, because in the previous episode, as we know, or I don't know if we mentioned it or glossed over that in the previous episode, but the priest of the church was murdered, and I believe she was murdered by Alpha, he was murdered by Alpha, if I remember that correctly. But regardless, we know that the acting pontiff of the religion is crooked. He sends somebody to go fetch Shadow, and everyone's shocked except for Beta. Beta's like, oh, it's Shadow, but she in her head, she's like, oh, perfect timing. I can't wait to see what my master is gonna do. And so Shadow's on the defensive the whole time, running around, dodging, but he's loving it. He's like, I haven't gotten to express my fighting style in a while, and this woman understands me. She realizes that a good battle is nothing but a nice conversation amongst people that enjoy violence. And this is how we get to express our conversation, and we're having a great conversation. And eventually Shadow's like, all right, I'm good. And he fucking one slices this woman, this mythical god of destruction, basically. One slices her. She disappears. Everyone is shocked. Shadow's like, I'm good, disappears, and everyone is left in a state of confusion, which, by the way, is hard to do because there's a basically like a magical barrier that surrounds the Coliseum that they're in that basically prevents any of these fucking crazy battles from exiting and affecting fans or any of the people in the town. However, Shadow does something when he leaves. He basically it's some sort of insane magic. And the gates to hell, the gates to where these people are summoned from, they open. End episode.
Yeah, so that was a nice part. That half was nice.
And so I haven't seen the next episode, Matt. So I guess, do we get crazy mythical creatures in or mythical
I didn't see it yet. I waited.
Oh, you skipped it?
Yeah, I skipped it.
Sorry, I thought it was just me. My bad.
No. As soon as you said you weren't going to, I was like, I'm not going to then.
Hey, Yoshirai. I have it, Yoshirai shirt.
Yes.
All right, sorry.
All right, so we move on. To Your Eternity, because this is also not a penultimate.
Yes.
We start to crazy shit in the beginning. The church in the Church of Ben. The knockers are attacking right away. People are dying. Fushi is just trying to escort people.
They're trying to help people escape.
Yep. He eventually gets to some people, and then he starts healing someone.
And there's a fuck ton of knockers because he kills one, and they're like, "There's 287 more knockers to go." What?
Yeah, they're stepping up. All these knockers,
big time.
But yeah, now because of this, Fushi sees someone by themselves, so he's going to go help them, and a knocker gets him. Gets that form,
and that's a theme of it. Yeah, we might as well just go over it in these battles because he's basically by himself in essence because Bon and them couldn't make it in time. Yeah. He loses Gugu. What's her face? Not Pioran, the other one.
Perona.
Tonari.
One more.
The fat guy from the island. The fat boy, the fat dude from the island.
No, he lost the Falcon.
And he lost the Falcon too.
Yeah.
He lost the Falcon and he lost the fat guy. So he lost in one battle. He killed almost all the knockers by himself, and he lost 5 of his beings, including 3 of his most powerful ones.
Yep.
He lost 3 of his most powerful ones.
Yep. And then and that knocker got away.
Yep.
So he can't get him back until he kills it.
For now.
Yeah, for now. So right now he doesn't have it. He loses memories of them too.
And he was smart. He wrote them down on like a chart, and he's like, "Oh, these are all my beings that I have."
Yeah, but
and
you find out
them out, and he's like, "I don't remember any of them."
Yep. So that you realize that even though he writes them down, it doesn't help.
Yep.
I feel like he's going to slowly learn. I feel like that's kind of the theme. Like he's going to learn about memorizing them, even if they're gone.
Well, he sees their figurines, so there's something there already.
But I feel like it'll be like you'll see like a small image of them or something,
like a flash.
Yeah. But and then the knocker that's on that guy's arm, he starts writing stuff down. Says, "If you want them back, come to this area."
Yep.
It's like if you want to see these people, like if you want your forms back, like play this game with us.
Yep.
So basically, Fushi goes there alone.
Bad idea.
And then bad idea because even Bond realizes this because the one that guy's is talking to him about it. It's like they said, "Why a swamp?" And now we know why. Steps on it, it's not safe. He could easily be sunk in,
and he is.
Lost another form. Lost a few forms.
He lost March, the bear,
Pioran, and the medic.
Yes, the Tonari's assistant.
Yeah, lost him too.
Yep.
So all this is going on. He's like struggling to get out. And then all of a sudden we see this horse.
A mythical white horse. And I thought it was Horsey that Bond's sister picked out at first.
No, I think that's Piorin.
No, do you think the Horsey is Piorin?
Remember, she told the
yeah,
like I want something's either way I can look after him.
Yeah.
I feel like that's. I know she had a human body at that episode, but I feel like
no. Are you talking about the horse that he received from Black Guy?
Yeah.
No. So Black Guy explained it that basically I thought it was Horsey that Bond's sister picked out. No, what it was is that it is basically what's his face, the Black Guy, he pulled a piece of Fushi's flesh and used it to create the horse. And he's like, I've had it for a while. I was meaning to give it to you if you ever needed it. He ended up needing it. And you see the horse, like you think the horse is dead. Nope, the horse is alive. You see the horse get stabbed. Nope, the horse's stab wound.
Yeah, like the knocker can't take it. It can't transform.
Yeah. So basically, it can't pick up any it can't pick up any forms, but it can't die either. Basically.
Yeah. And so and this horse is also like trying to guide him. Like basically, every time Fushi tries to make a decision, like pulls on him, like no, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So basically, then Fushi starts thinking about what to do, and then he has a plan, and he says to the creator, "It's like, can I sense people like you do?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a way to do it. So this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna take a part of you, then you're basically gonna sense it.
Yeah. Concentrate. Try and find it. He does it relatively quick. He finds out basically that the rope on his original Fushi character is cut.
Yeah. So yeah, because it's basically it's like I like how the creators actually helping him out a little.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like, you can do this stuff. You can
because we already know the creators using Fushi.
Oh yeah,
whatever good it is or bad.
Yeah, like especially with the knockers, like
yeah.
Because again, they blamed him too. So
yeah.
So basically, the Fushi was able to kill that knocker finally.
But it's not the knocker that stole his important.
But he got the one. He got those back. That's not the ones
back. Yes.
Yeah, and so basically, the knocker. They're blaming the guy's knockers. Like, you lied to us. And
so you basically after the fact, Bon and Kohaku show up.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, here, use this armor to fight the knocker, so it can't penetrate you." And he's like, "I already killed it." And
yeah, like, with a fucking giant spear type thing.
Yeah, basically. No, yeah,
iron.
He basically did that. And what's it called? So they have
the knocker start. Yeah, well, also the knocker. He starts writing stuff down. Says, in 1 year, I'm going to this place. We're going to kill people.
And not only is it just a place, it's the biggest town in the world.
Yep, the most populated place in that continent.
Yeah, the most populated city in that continent. And we're gonna kill all those people, and we're gonna kill this traitor knocker. Yep. So basically, that knocker's excommunicated now, in a way.
Yep, and so basically, Bon is gonna lead the charge while Fushi trains.
Yes, and they give Fushi a giant boat full of animals and food and other training like things. I guess.
Because Fushi said he needed a boat because that'll be the big advantage against the knockers.
Yep. See.
So Bon actually had one because he was trying to build the kingdom and a boat made, but everything didn't go so well. So you can have this boat. Basically,
Which, by the way, I want to know. I thought about this after the fact. I was like, yo, if he's had this for so long and there's live animals and shit in there, who's been taking care of them? How long have they been alive? Plot hole.
I feel like they put him in recently.
No, he said he had that for a while.
But I think the animals, though, he put in recently.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe call it.
Or they found their way in.
No.
Like they walked in or some shit.
No.
Fucking squatters. But no, I feel like squatters. Pay your rent, Devin.
Okay.
No, but I think Bob put a couple animals in to like eat or something like that.
Sure, let's say that.
Yeah, we'll say that for right now. But no, basically use this like have your surroundings, that way you can actually build the boat type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then so while doing that, Bond's gonna try to fight the knockers. Till then, so that ends the episode there.
Right.
I like that it's finally like picking up the way it should.
It's good. It's solid.
Yeah,
This is way better than season 1 for me.
Yeah,
way
so
better.
I can't wait to have them keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Already, our next non-penultimate, My Hero Academia.
So fucking good. So fucking good. If it wasn't for Bleach, this would probably be number 1. Truth be told. Oi, stop it! Does your cat eat random shit off the floor? Like it, like
no, they like to attack shit on the floor.
No, like there's nothing on my floor except dust and dirt. If there's any sort of crumbs when I eat my lunch here, it's centered around my desk. This motherfucking cat just likes to go around the room just licking the floor. Like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with my cat? Like, you think I starve him like a fucking poor Ghanaian or something?
No, Hime is kind of like that. I think the fact that she was a stray for so long is basically
that makes sense.
She wants to eat food as much as she can because you never know what's going to be last. It's that mentality when she was.
My cat has never been a stray. He was abused as a cat a little, as a baby, a little bit from what I was told. But I mean, god damn.
Yeah, but every time he sees any type of food, he'll find a way to get to it, even if it's not for him. It's not for her. God damn it, stop it. But no, we're hoping we get her out of that habit.
Yeah. What are you looking for? Piece of shit. There's no food. There's nothing but dirt. Yeah, you're gonna hide. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. Go hide underneath the fucking shoe rack. Anyway.
All right. Anyway, basically
using my cat. Sorry.
Best Genius is back in action.
I keep wanting to say penis. It just makes sense.
Best penis.
It makes sense. It's funny.
He might. I don't know.
Zip.
He's very fashionable, so he might be shredding that cock somewhere. But
zip.
But basically, he's back. He's in the fray. He's ready to fight. He's joining the fight. He's not dead.
Yes.
He has the fucking Giga. Fucking
just
what?
Just say Makia.
Makia. He has Makia basically tied up in his threads.
Yes.
And basically, he's not moving. He's not responding, and that's because
no, it's not that. No, incorrect. You're skipping ahead. All right. So basically, what happens is he gets Giga Makia in the threads, and Giga Makia, as he's trying to break free, and basically, with the first part of the battle is basically a kind of an inner strife between Deku, who's trying to will himself because he's severely injured and his pain is at 1,000 right now, so he can't hardly move. He's willing himself.
Because he used 100%.
Get up and help him. And then meanwhile, everyone's trying to get Shigaraki. Give Makia command. Makia can only go at 100% when you give him a command. When he's inspired by his master, give him a command. Give him a command. And eventually, fucking we see Shigaraki kind of have another inner moment between himself and his family, and he sees his mother there, and you see him as a child scratching because he doesn't know what his quirk is, but it's fucking him up. And then he gets a flashback of his father who abused him, and he's like, yes, that's right, destroy everything. And he says that out loud, clear enough for Makia to fucking hear him. And Makia takes that as a command. Makia starts breaking Genus's threads, starts going ham, and then as shit is about to get real, he collapses. And the reason why he collapses is because it took a lot longer than what it was, because it was only a single vial, but the anesthesia from a few episodes ago that they threw into his mouth, that rock solid, what's his name?
Which one?
The not steel guy, the guy who's super hard skin.
Kirishima?
Yeah, that he threw into Giga Makia's mouth.
Yeah.
The anesthesia finally kicked in, and he's finally falling asleep. He's not totally asleep, but they basically they significantly subdued him. Yep. Meanwhile, while this is happening, we see fucking Dabi and Shoto going at it. Dabi and Shoto are going at it back and forth.
And he's still trying to tell Endeavor to snap at it, and Dabi look at Dad, look at his face.
He's broken. He's like, I wonder what he'll look like when I kill you. He's off the wall. He's snapped. He's
like, well, he can't be saved.
He can't be saved, or so we think. But
before that, though, basically we see Nomos
Yes.
On the other side, they're going in action now.
Yes,
and the heroes are trying to fight A.
Yep.
But we see something.
We see something. We see a flash, and everyone's like, "What?" And if you caught the flash, you know who it is. But again, before he's about to go to sleep, he's again, shit is getting real. Shit is getting real. Yeah. There's no moves everywhere. Like things are looking really bad. Looking really, really bad. Dobby's about to kill fucking Shoto. Everything is real bad. And all of a sudden, we see that flash, and it kicks the fuck out of Anomu. And what was it that kicked the fuck out of Anomu, Matt?
Lemillion.
Lemillion is back.
He screams power.
Shit. Power.
Yep.
Kablooey.
Yep.
Whoa, Lemillion.
Yep.
And
then we get a flashback of what happened.
Yeah.
You basically they're in this classroom dorms.
Yeah.
Eri's there.
Yes.
And
this is a couple days before the raid.
Yeah, and then Aizawa is like talking to the plan.
Yeah.
And then Lemillion's like talking to Eri. He's like,
no, he's like, I want to help. He's like, you can't. And he goes to Eri. He's like, listen, it sounds like I'm using you. I'm so sorry, but I want you to use your rewind powers on me. And Eri, with the cutest smile, looks at him and basically
that's why I was practicing.
That's why I've been practicing this whole time. And he used his powers, rewound.
Those 6 months ago, yeah.
Crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a couple days before that. It was before the was it Kushu? Not Kushu. Was it was right? I don't remember when it was. But it was the battle beforehand. So basically it was like the battle.
He got rewinded by 6 months because that was when he lost it.
Oh, he got rewounded by 6 months. Oh, I thought he.
No. He
that
lost,
was like 24 hours before the battle. Yeah, I thought I heard that.
No. He lost his powers like 6 months ago. So she got rewinded. So she was rewinded before.
Which is incredible. Like she's grown. She's more open. She's more like.
I wonder how long that took. And how much that took out of her.
Well, they rescued her from the time that Nighthawk died, which was season 4. I think was season 4.
Yeah.
So, and that was like what, a year?
It was still 6 months.
Well, has it really only been 6 months in that show?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just 6 months.
Okay, well then it took her 6 months because she started.
It was
like 4 to 5 months because even then, for the first month she was like out of it, and then she was still timid. They didn't want to push her, and then slowly, like I believe it was like in the middle of episode 5 or season 5 rather, you see her beginning to train, and then we see that in the flashback as well. Like she was doing really well. They would basically have her regrow like lizards' tails, like basically amputated pieces of animals. She was able to successfully rewind them. And so they basically, all right, well, this is the big test. Let's see. And she rewound fucking Lemillion. Lemillion comes, saves the fucking day. But not only does he save the day, he inspires Deku. Deku gets up, and we see Shoto about to die. And then we see Deku save him. And he's using float, and he has no use of his limbs because his limbs are shot.
Yeah,
but he's
able and also Lemillion even says like he's not strong enough as like to help out fully. Like
he can't. I can't one shot a Nomu, but I'm gonna do what I can.
And then fucking awesome anyway. so now Bakugo comes in.
Yes.
to make the save. And he's like talking about his murder type name. Even though when Genius was about to like praise him, like you mature, like that's not maturity at all.
And I love Ida. He's like, that's a cool name. Murder, Death God, Supreme Lord.
So like people need humor right now, so it's okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit of comedy.
It's a fade. His original, I don't know if this is 100% true. His original hero name was supposed to be Ground Zero, but since they really can't say that, that's why.
Okay.
But that would make sense, but
it would, but
you can't say it now.
I mean, you could say it in Japan, I guess, because they have obviously less of an affliction toward.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if it's going to an American audience, not good.
But
But no. So what this does basically is does two things. Basically, Genus is able to hold Gigamakia. He's able to find resolve because of Lemillion and because of the battle, and he tightens everybody's bonds, including the League of Villains. And we see Deku and we see Bakugo, and finally, we see Endeavor begin to stir. He sees motivated by Deku, who's already fucked up.
He yelled at him like it's your like a snap out of it type of thing.
He snapped out of it, and he's beginning to stir. He's beginning to try and get up, and then the episode ends with the mask guy from the League of Villains. I forget his name.
I forgot his name too, but it's like it's showtime.
He's like, you're about to see the greatest show ever. Credits.
All right.
It's only 13 episodes in. I want to give it a 5 because it's so fucking good. It's 13 episodes in. It's the best it's the best season already of My Hero ever.
Right. But okay. Since we didn't talk about the penultimate of this, so this is our fault. Love Flops.
It's not a penultimate. That's only episode 10.
Penultimate. I've seen the penultimate, but you haven't.
Oh,
so we're gonna talk about last week's.
Okay. Is it
before we actually review the penultimates?
Yeah, that'll be next week. Well, we'll get a double. We'll get a penultimate and a penultimate.
Yeah. We'll get penultimate base.
You talking about episode 10?
I'm gonna talk about episode 10 real quick. But I'm saying
Oh, you're thinking about the penultimate.
With how everything's going, it's like basically go outside and touch some fucking grass, Asahi.
Go outside and touch some grass.
Basically, that's what I'm basically getting.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I wrote in our chat, basically this show is going to be an introduction to how you can live in a virtual world and fall in love in a virtual world with non-real characters.
I think it's getting closure from Ai dying and moving on.
Well, that's going to be the overall grand scheme of it, because Ai's going to be destroyed, and I think the world's going to be destroyed anyway. But this is kind of going to be like an introspective idea for Asahi to kind of understand himself as a man in a way. And get that closure from his best friend dying after all these years, or however many years it was since she passed away versus his high school life.
But basically, Asahi, he's now in the virtual world again. Basically, he's like it's quiet, too quiet.
Yep, they get chased around. I mean, we could do this pretty fast because we don't really love flops. Basically, it's too quiet. We see the robots already being afflicted by the deletion program. They chase after.
Even people that were in the past simulation, the horny dog that raped people, and it claimed another victim.
Yoshino.
Yoshio, yep.
It's Yoshino.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's her.
Yoshino. Yeah, so Yoshino is with him, and he turns into Boy Yoshino. They're both butt ass naked, totally irrelevant. Anyway, they basically dive into like a lake to try and save themselves into water, and they end up finding a mystical portal. Oh no, sorry, they didn't find it. One of the girls opened the portal, I think, for them, right?
The Amelia.
Amelia opened the portal for them. They end up back in the dorm room, or one in Asahi's room. They're both naked. They're both, oh my god,
why are you naked?
Why are you naked? But basically, Asahi reunites with the girls. They find out that Ai is in like a center location in this virtual universe, and she's heavily guarded. And so, or Aoi, even though it's Aoi because she's the fifth girl missing. So it's Aoi that's there. Aoi's in the central world, missing, blah, blah, blah. And so,
and they're both talking about if something happens to them.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Especially Asahi. Like he won't be able to come back.
Yep.
And if the AIs die, they're gone. They're deleted.
Yep.
So they're making their way through. We see Mongfa's little enemies, even the robot type looking one, the Jats guy, whatever is fucking.
Yes.
So basically, they're all going through. Now everyone has a transformation. We knew about Kara, but now Ilya and Amelia.
Yes.
They all had their little transformations. Amelia's a grand wizard.
Yes.
Ilya is.
That was a new transformation. I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah, what was Ilya's?
No clue. Basically, they dressed up like Powerpuff, not Powerpuff Girls, like Sailor Moon.
They were like isekai characters.
Yeah, but okay.
But
it reminded me of Sailor Moon. They're like, they're all Sailor Moon in a way.
Yeah, basically they're all fighting their way through all this shit. They find the first portal. They type in stuff in to open the gates. But Mongfa doesn't go.
Yes.
Basically, he's telling.
Did you say that they're basically in they're gonna well, let me ask you this because you saw the penultimate. They're going back to locations, and I think they are because I saw the clip of Amelia I saw a picture of Amelia and Asahi, and I imagine that's where Amelia probably dies because I think this is basically going to be the theme. Basically, they're going to end up in locations where those individual stories where they took place, or where the center of those interactions took place, that's where they have to go back where each of those interactions happened is where everybody dies. In essence.
No.
Okay, well, Mongfa dies here.
Yeah, basically, yeah. She basically tells Asai to go. Basically, gives him that one kiss.
Yes.
Talks about how she loves him and all that.
And it's real love. She basically said that, yeah, we were programmed. And it was a confirmation because earlier in the episode, Asahi asked Yoshino, like, they were programmed to love me. They didn't really love me. And she's like, yeah, you're right. And so Mongfa hears this, and she does some introspective in between the battle. But basically, she says, like, hey, listen, like, you know, no matter what, love is love. And at the end of the day, yes, I was programmed to love you, but I learned on my own that the love that I feel for you is real love, and it's from me. It's from what I want and what I feel, not from anything that I or Aoi is telling us or anything the programmers told us. And she basically pushes Asahi into the portal. They can't go back to save her.
Yeah, and she's masters it, so they can't go through. The other AIs are trying to take him out.
Yep. And
so she fights. She basically fights them all, and that area gets basically deleted.
Yes. Cue credits.
So like what the fuck happened?
This had, I don't know. It's okay.
Weird.
It's weird. It's gonna be a 3. They're gonna go above a 3. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just not how I expected any of it to go.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not the worst thing you could watch for sure, but it's not gonna be.
No, I don't regret watching it, but it's just very unexpected turn.
I kind of do, bro. If I knew that this is how it was gonna be, I wouldn't have done it.
But we didn't know.
We didn't know. Yeah, they waited.
Yeah, so. they took their time with that shit.
Yeah, it's all right.
Alrighty, let's move on. Uzaki-chan.
So good. This
was actually really good. Yes.
So good. So good. So basically, what happens is Uzaki is still, or I'm sorry, Sakurai is still mad at Uzaki, and Uzaki's trying to get in her good graces, and so Yanagi has the brilliant idea, like, all right, it's time for me to step up, and so
then Hana's like, don't do it.
Yep. So basically, she shows up at the house, the cafe. Sorry, not house, the cafe, and says, "Hey, senpai, can I come to your house on New Year's Eve? I'm sorry, on Christmas Eve, and we hang out. You like games?"
And then Hannah's like, "She is 7 years older than you. Don't."
Yeah, and even Sakurai's like, "I don't know about that." And she's like, "Oh,
and then the daughter's like, "What? This is her plan here. I see."
Yeah, basically they're like, oh, the sibling, only a sibling can do this. Okay. And so to save herself, basically, what's it called? And throughout this like interaction between him and Yanagi,
and then
he's like, I was planning to lift the ban anyway, but all right, let's see.
Yeah, so and then I was like, yeah, so fuck all this. How about instead you guys go to our house? Like you
come to our house, I'll cook with my mom, and we had Christmas Eve at our house. And he's like, okay, well, if you're okay with that, that's fine. And so he shows up, and the first person to greet them at the door is
Fujio.
And Fujio and Sakurai look at each other like, huh? And the rest of the episode is hilarious because Fujio is pissed. Fujio's like, you're the motherfucker that's trying to fuck my daughter, you fucking rat bastard. And as he's sitting there, he realizes, oh shit, I told him that my daughter likes him. Oh no!
And he's like, I was like, please don't. It's like, please don't say anything.
He says, we're gonna have a one-on-one talk. So he pulls him to the side. He's like, you remember that?
So now he's not into like hating him. He's just like saving his own ass.
Yeah, he's like, listen, if Hana knows that I talked about her to you in the gym and told her what I was talking about her, she'll hate me forever. Let's make her happy. Let's not bring up anything. We're good. He's like, all right, no problem. But over the course of the night,
now the fact that it's in Sakurai's head, he can't stop thinking about it.
He can't think about it. He's like, yo, like, oh shit, she really likes me. Oh man. And he's stressed. And so he has another one-on-one with Fujio, and he's like, I tried, but I can't get my mind off of the conversation. It's impossible to forget.
So I can only get drunk too.
So he's like, I have an idea. I'm gonna get pissed drunk because when I black out, I forget shit. And Fujio's like, yes, drink all the alcohol I have. If that's not enough, I will run to the store and buy more. Drink.
I was like, that's a bro right there.
That's a bro for real, dude.
Holy
and
shit.
So he gets pissed drunk, but the unexpected happens, Matt.
Well, first, Fujio's just thinking, so he doesn't like my daughter. Like he was thinking, like they're just friends type of thing, and then Sakurai starts drunk talking.
He starts spilling his soul. He thanks her like he wanted to in the first place.
Yeah.
And then he mentions, he's like, listen, and he has an honest, this is the first time that he's ever really talked about his parents to anybody on the show. And he's like, my dad was a piece of shit and he loves women and fucking, and he really drove me away from wanting to be that way. But in the process, I became really bad with women. But there's one thing that he told me that really makes sense and sticks out. And that's, if I don't do things properly with you, you're going to have problems with other people in the future because of our relationship. And I was really thinking that I should do things properly with you if you're okay with that. And everyone is shocked. Suki loves it. Yanagi's recording, which was fucking hilarious. I didn't notice that till toward the end of the episode. She was recording.
And then Fujio's like, he really does love her.
He loves her.
Yeah.
End episode.
Man. Oh man, I can't wait now. Yeah, these last 2 episodes were really good.
Really, really good.
It felt like season 1 Uzaki, and like that's good.
This is better than season 1 Uzaki.
I was like these episodes. It was in that quality, like these episodes. Like,
are we gonna get a season 3?
Probably not.
I think we are.
Depends on how this ends.
I think it's gonna end with. I mean, we already know how that night ends. Cause in the flash forward from episode 1, they end up sleeping together,
right?
Because she probably takes him home because he's too drunk. So
she's gonna have to do that.
It's not an ecchi. They're not gonna hook up, and it's probably gonna be some shit like, I forgot everything. Oh, like because he really got pissed drunk, and then I think they're gonna have a season 3 because like I said, I think they're gonna drag this out until he graduates because he's 1 year older, so he graduates before her.
That's true. Okay.
So I think it's gonna drag out till he graduates, and then when he graduates, they'll be together.
Alrighty. Moving on. Raven of the Inner Palace.
Pretty solid.
Yeah,
you liked it more than I did. You liked it more than I did, but I still liked it.
Yeah, like I said, this is probably the best episode of the show.
I don't know. It's tough.
Again, it's just learning more about the backstory, like how everything is coming into play, of why everything's happening. But first, before we get into that, basically we find out what's been going on, and what's the owl?
Just call him the owl. Dude, it's so tough to know these Japanese names. Or Chinese names.
Yeah. So the owl is the one that was manipulated this woman who went to Jujutsu before about
so they tie the story together. Jujutsu, wow. Jusetsu basically says, hey, you left this coming toward me, and she's like, yeah, you didn't fulfill my request, but the owl he did. And we find out the story of what happened. Basically, he gets a lock of her dead brother's hair, and the owl makes a clay doll, and it's a living thing of her brother, but it's an empty shell.
It requires blood.
And it requires blood to survive. And we find out that he's been sacrificing animals for it, but he doesn't like animal blood. He likes real
human blood, and he's been sucking the sister's. He's been sucking her blood, so that's why he's been so frail.
And we also find out he's the one who killed the lady in waiting in the episode.
Yeah, he was telling the emperor, like, I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. Like, type of
begging. And they go into the room where they find him, and they find the blood, and they also find the eunuch that was I forget his name, but they find the eunuch that was abducted. They free him. And then basically, again, she's begging the emperor, please, like he's good, like this is my brother, I love him.
And now, and then Jusetsu is like saying that's not your brother.
That's your brother. It's a clay doll. Like he's not gonna come back. You can't revive the dead. And then she's like, no, that's my brother. It's my brother. I love him, right, brother? And then the brother fucking bites her fucking carotid artery, and she bleeds out and dies.
Yep. And then
we got a good. And
then Jusetsu shoots the arrow at him.
Yeah, the eunuchs fight him for no avail, and he
takes the hair out.
Yep,
dead.
That's it. And so, all's well that ends well from that standpoint for the moment. Jusetsu's like, hey, I'm gonna go to bed. The Emperor starts walking. The Emperor's like, she's not going to bed.
Yeah, and you find out she's looking for the owl.
Yeah, she heads to the middle of the forest and she's like, I'm not running, I'm not hiding, come face me. And they're like, oh, you come to die, basically. But then that's where Matt said we get the backstory when we find out that the owl and the raven are actually brother and sister, and that the raven wasn't locked up underneath the palace as the story said. The raven was sealed inside of the original raven consort, and basically the original raven consort has been in turn, maybe probably not on purpose, but all the other ravens have been sacrificed in order to keep the raven itself sealed. And basically the raven kills the other raven consorts.
It kills the host,
kills the host over time by taking pieces, like by basically eating its soul. That's why it feels this pain, and
especially around the new moon.
Yeah, around the new moon. And so we find out also that the owl isn't literally the owl, because the owl is from this mythical land across the sea where the gods live, and that he can't actually, because of the law of nature in that universe, he can't come to the island on his own. That's why he has his own clay dolls and other figures such as that, so he can come as a proxy. And so we get a decent battle between the owl and the Emperor, a sword battle, but the Emperor is no match because it's a god. And the owl, through his diatribe to Jusetsu, mentions like, we can't battle, you'll never be able to defeat me as you are, you have to use, and I forget the name, you have to use, like, basically you have to use a proxy to beat me. And so we find out when her chicken or her rooster, whatever it is, attacks him, and he's like, oh, you stupid, like, and then whatever the name of that is, he's like, you stupid blank. And Jusetsu puts two and two together, and she realizes, oh, this is what I need to kill him with. So she takes the feathers from her chicken and uses them as arrows, and is able to basically defeat the owl. And the owl, as its head rolls off of the clay body, whispers something to Jusetsu, and that's where credits roll.
Yep, I can't wait.
Yeah, the season finale, it'll be good. This is one of the surprises of the season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone down on my list though, honestly, like, because some of the other ones have really like peaked. And when we went over our top 5, I ranked it, but I forgot that My Hero isn't going to count because it's a continual, so it bumps everything up, I guess, by definition. But
yeah, I'm just worried about how are they going to do this without making it feel rushed. I feel like one episode is not enough.
I don't think we're going to get another season of this.
No, that's the thing.
I don't think we are.
So I'm trying to think how they're going to wrap it up in one more episode. If they do it right, then you know what, fine, good job done. But at the same time, I feel like it'll feel rushed, and I don't know how they're going to handle it.
It's not going to go above 4 stars for me, but I've already rated it 4 stars.
It's still a 4, but unless something wows me, the finale we'll see. But as of right now, it's just
no. I mean, if something wowed me, it's going to be a 4. I can't make this a 5. Considering what the 5...
No, it's not going to be a 5. It won't be a 5.
Considering what our 5s are this season, it's not going to be a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found this on the web for what...
Shut up, Siri.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
More Than a Married Couple.
So good. So good.
This was nice. I can't believe
I haven't rated it yet. This could be another 5.
It's not going to be a 5 for me.
I'm so close, dude. I want to rate it a 5 so bad. It depends on how they do this finale. See, for you, the Raven, that's how I feel about fucking Married Couple.
I just love how I predicted Sean's score again.
Oh my god! All right, so the episode begins where Jiro and Akari. I got it. Jiro and Akari. They come back. Jiro and Akari come back from their rendezvous. And people are like, but no big deal. Jiro's tired the next day, wakes up, sees Shiori, and basically like says like, hey, like whatever. They have a nice conversation, whatever, and they move on. When Jiro goes to the bathroom to brush his teeth and wash his face and stuff, he sees Akari there, and him and Akari do a little bit of flirting. Akari is like, trying to fuck around with him a little bit considering what happened, and Jiro's embarrassed, of course. And then Akari tells Jiro like, hey, don't tell anybody what happened. That's a secret between a husband and wife. Winky face, moves on. Jiro's embarrassed, whatever. We fast forward to a scene with Jiro and Akari. They're in the kitchen together, and they're talking about that night's events, and they're basically going to do the prototypical test of courage. And he's like, that would be really interesting. Like, I wish I could. Shiori's like, I wish I could be paired with you. And then what's it called? Jiro's like, yeah, whoever you're paired with, they'll take the lead. It's all good. But what's his dick? The green-haired fuck.
That's the thing. Green hair fuck. The nerd.
Not green hair fuck. Give me a moment. I'll just click on the fucking thing. Married couple. It is Kamo. Kamo was in the background over here in the conversation, and he's like, listen, he's like, I can rig this for you. He's like, for a little bit of gold, whatever he gave him.
Yeah, for whatever his video game.
I'll rig this for you so you and Akari can, be together. You can make your move on her, right? And so he does that, and he uses Mei as a proxy for this as well, where basically they draw lots of like a pig, a stork, whatever the fuck, like a drawing. Basically, that was their lot. So she gives him a paper of what everybody drew, and he rigs it. But beforehand, Jiro asks Kamo, like, hey, I appreciate you rigging it for me and Akari. I'm sorry, for me and Shiori, but I want you to put Tenjin
Akari and Tenjin,
Akari and Tenjin together too. And he's like, why? And he's like, please do it. So
as basically he doesn't want her to feel left behind.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I don't want to make this move with Shiori, and then she gets left behind. And so that happens. The test of courage. Nothing happens in the test of courage between Shiori and Jiro because of the fact that Shiori is such a scaredy cat. But as Akari and Tenjin are doing theirs, Akari drops her phone, and it begins to pour rain. And so we find out also Tenjin calls in like, hey, I lost Akari while she went to go find her phone. Jiro gets nervous, runs after her without even thinking, and we see him find her phone, but not Akari. But eventually Akari's nervous, she's scared, she's covering the rain, and she's like, I just want Jiro, basically. And somebody comes through the bushes, she screams at Jiro!
But it's Tenjin.
And so they take refuge under a gazebo, and Shiori also finds Jiro, and they take refuge under a tree. And so we get basically a tale of two truths, you could say. And you see Akari and Tenjin have a real heart-to-heart, and Tenjin like say, hey, listen, I know you've liked me. I would be an idiot for me not to realize that. But I can't like you back because I'm in love with someone else. So he officially rejects her, and we get a flashback to Tenjin.
And he's basically saying like he only sees like a sister type.
He only sees her as a sister, and we get a flashback from Tenjin of the person he loves, and it's his brother's wife, and he fell in love with her when he caught them fucking. That was wild.
Yeah, unexpected, but sure. And yeah, even said like, it's not Shiori. It's not
Shiori. No, so because Akari is like, oh, you like Sakurazaka-san, Shiori, and he's like, ha, ha, he starts laughing. He's like, no, we're just friends. We're always gonna be friends. And so meanwhile, Jiro and Shiori are talking under the tree, and they start talking about their relationships, whatever. And Jiro, like, he begins to walk away, and Shiori pulls him back and says, Jiro, like, it's not fair. Basically says it's not fair. Akari gets to see a side that I don't get to see of you. And the more that we're friends and the longer this goes on.
I want to see it.
Yeah, no, and she's like, the longer this goes on, the longer, like, I'm basically, she's saying she's jealous of Akari, and she looks at Jiro as she pulls him in under the rain, under the light. There's a night light there, or a lamp post there. Yeah. And she looks at Jiro and says, Jiro, show me a side of you that Akari hasn't seen. And they kiss and they make out. Underneath the rain, under the light post. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fucking image. What a wonderful image. And meanwhile, Akari's talking to Tenjin, and Akari basically finds the resolve and realizes, I love Jiro. Yeah. I want to be with Jiro. And Tenjin's like, well, you got to do your best, because basically without telling Tenjin that Jiro loves loves Shiori. She's like, hey, you got to do your best. You got to prove, what it is. You got to make your move, make him fall in love with you the way you love him. And she's like, yep, I'm going to do my best. And eventually, because of the stress and the crying, because she was crying throughout that as well, she passes out on Shiori's arm. And I'm sorry, on Tenjin's arm, and Tenjin looks at Shiori and thinks about Jiro, like, like, hey, who would have thought Jiro, whatever, would have been in this position, but I really hope that Jiro finds his happiness. And meanwhile, as he's thinking that, Jiro is under the light post somewhere near them, perhaps making out with Akari. I'm sorry, making out with Shiori.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Fucking wow. So me and Starman had while I mentioned that, and we were like, let Matt see it. So we had a whole ass debate on this. And so, I mean, it was wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. I hope we can recreate that on the seasonal awards next week. Or sorry, the week after. Or I'm sorry, the next week is the seasonal awards. So the
annual
awards. I hope we can recreate that in some capacity. But dude, just like, it's so wild where this can go. It's kind of in that same boat as Raven, as you said, where like we hope they don't rush it. I genuinely think, and I unfortunately got to see a piece of the preview. So there's more suggestive situations that are going to happen amongst the group, specifically with Mei, Shiori, Akari, and Jiro. So there's situations involving the four of them, from what I gathered. But my thought is, Jiro's not going to make that decision now, and it's going. He's in a tough position because of the fact that he just had this moment with Shiori, a beautiful moment. He kissed the girl of his dreams. There's a confirmation of feelings there because Shiori basically admitted, like, "Hey, Jiro, I like you." She said that when she said to Jiro, "I realized that over like the longer we go, the more I realize that being childhood friends with you won't be enough to keep you by my side." She basically outed herself and her feelings. And so I think what's going to happen is they're going to have whatever moments they have in the season finale. And I think we're going to get a season 2. And I think what's going to happen is basically Akari is going to be doing her best to try and woo Jiro over. And Jiro's not going to be in that conflicted position that Akari was in, because Jiro's not the type to just abandon Shiori. He's not going to abandon that moment that he shared with her. And over the course of time, Akari is going to do her best, and she gets that advantage from the wife perspective to be able to try and win over Jiro's feelings. Although I want Akari to lose, because normally when you get the childhood best friend always loses.
Mm-hmm.
The second person always loses for the first. That's generally the typical anime trope in these circumstances. However, Shiori found it within herself to make that move, to create that moment between them. So unless Akari, which she probably will, create a moment like that between her and Jiro, not a sexual one, because even though we could laugh about the fact that Akari felt Jiro's hard ass dick between her legs in the previous episode, she has to create that moment. And how powerful will that moment be to sway Jiro away? Because Shiori now has a clear advantage on Akari because of the fact that she has that moment. It's not a pet kiss. It wasn't a practice kiss. This was a full-on kiss between two people that genuinely loved each other, and in that moment alone, intimately shared something deeper than what they could probably have fathomed that they would. So it makes for a fascinating story. That's why I'm considering giving it a 5, because this level that happened in the penultimate took it up to a whole nother level, opens up doors to a couple various solutions or outcomes for them. And in the end, it's going to be like most rom-com animes. There's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. The loser is going to be depressingly sad, and we hope that the winner and that moment between the two winners will be epically beautiful. And this has all the makings for that potential. Like, I see a lot of snafu from that perspective. Someone's gonna be Yui level sad, and someone's gonna be Hachiman Yukino happy. And I'm hoping it's the childhood best friend. I'm hoping it's Shiori at this current stage, but we don't know. It probably won't be. Starman mentioned it might be nobody, and I was like, "There's no way Jiro picks nobody. There's no fucking way. There's no way that there's gonna be no couples that come out of this." No,
I don't see that right now.
No way. So I'm so happy about this series. This makes me so happy. This is honestly one of the series I look forward to most. If I'm being honest, the series that I look forward to most when I look at my list every week, it would be fucking Bleach 1, My Hero 2, what's it called?
One Well, don't tell me.
No, I'm talking about series that I look forward to on a weekly basis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Married Couple 3, Maid War that just finished 4, and probably Chainsaw Man at 5, and then Gundam at 6. Those are the 6 series that I look forward to every week watching. And so love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
All right, let's move on. Spy Family.
Solid.
2 things happen here. We're gonna go to the first thing. We see Yor just depressed, like
moping, scared,
glaring. Basically, she can't get fucking Fiona out of her mind, type of thing. Thinking that Lloyd is gonna kick her out at any moment, anytime.
Basically, all the scenes that Fiona imagined, now Yor is imagining them from the opposite perspective.
And it's just hurting her every time she thinks about it.
Yes.
And then Lloyd is slowly seeing this with her behavior, the body language, and all this.
And he's also overhearing people say, like, oh, he's cheating. Well, he's a fine ass guy. It makes sense. And he's like, oh, they should off him like they did what's it called? Like Matthew, whatever his name is. It's not Matthew, you know, Matthew down in fucking apartment 7C. And the fucking Yuri fucking just like, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch right now. Which is funny.
And so Lloyd's like, okay, I really have to fix this, that type of thing. Because basically it'll sabotage the mission if she's gone.
Yeah. So they go drinking.
Yeah, he goes, takes out to the bar type of thing. He wants Yor to speak. Yor can't speak, so what does she do, Ethan?
She guzzles down an entire bottle of scotch.
Yep, she drinks it all down now. She's
in one swoop. Not just like over the course of time. Literally, she downed a whole bottle of scotch.
Yep.
And Yor is shit-faced.
Yeah,
and we already know she can't handle liquor. And she
can hardly handle wine, so
she is super shit-faced.
But
I love her drunk talk. The drunk talk was fucking funny.
Oh yeah, but now because of this, she's now able to
Hiona, like the way she fucking was pronouncing shit was fucking funny.
Yeah, Yor was the highlight of this episode. But she was like blurting everything out, like how she felt and all this, like I don't get rid of me type of thing.
Yes.
And then Lloyd was trying to explain, like it's not really what you think it is, but he's like, okay, time to use his old strategy. Like he's like, okay, shit, Yor probably actually has feelings for me, so let's try this. Grabs her,
and he's like, but he also rationalized. He's like, I've had to do this a bunch of times for missions. This will be nothing different. I can fake it.
Yep. So he like grabs her, talks about how much he really loves her. He's like, let's get married for real. And she responds with a kick to the chin.
And I mean, like full force, 100%.
Could have killed him.
Fucking could have, and gave him a concussion. She concussed him.
Yeah, and then he's out. He's just like, what happened? Well, what?
He's like, I haven't been kicked like that since I was in training.
Yep. And it's
his legs are weak, and he's like, nope, I can't stand.
He's out like a, and then we see
they get kicked out of the bar. They get kicked out of the bar.
Yeah, because you say, I'm sorry.
And it's funny because we see again he's concussed, but he's dreaming, and he's dreaming about his mother who we can't see. And you hear a lullaby, and he wakes up, and he's on Yor's lap. And Yor is the one singing that Lucky and Yor is the one singing the lullaby. Lloyd freaks out, like, what happened? They're like, oh, we got kicked out of the bar for being too loud. I'm so sorry for kicking you. And then they have a heartfelt conversation, Matt.
Yep. But we go to the next day and she didn't remember any of it because she was drunk.
Yep.
So we had to say it all again.
And he had Raul Rosas' chin. Have you seen Raul Rosas, Matt?
Which one?
The UFC fighter, Raul Rosas.
No.
I'm going to give you a Google search real quick. Okay. Raul Rosas chin.
Yes, link it to me.
I'm linking it to you right now. Images, copy, back, because I don't want to do that. Putting it in the private chat, Vaste. He has crimson chin. Not a literal crimson chin like red. Like he's got an ass chin and a half. He's got a second cleft on his fucking chin. You see that chin, Matt? Oh my God. He's got Raul Rosas' chin. For anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about UFC fighter, 18-year-old kid. He's a superstar phenom because he kicked the shit out of the fucking two grown guys already. And he's 18 years old. He literally skipped high school, but that's neither here nor there. He has his fucking chin, the most egregious fucking chin you could think of. He's got a whole ass chin on his fucking face. It is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Absolutely hilarious.
All right, now we go to the next part. This was nice. The second part was nice. But yeah, Anya is basically frustrated that she's not going to be 8 Stella. So basically, and her little plan of befriending Damien is not going well either. So Becky took this as, hey, you love Damien, right? It's like, Papa, yes. Peanuts, yes.
Mama.
Damien, like
He said
Damien.
mama.
Yep, Mama, yes. Damien, no.
No. Look at you being all bashful, Becky.
So let's fix this. We're gonna get you clothes shopping.
Yes. And fucking what's his face gives him Lloyd gives Anya a fucking wad of cash.
Yep, it's just like, here you go. But he thinks it will be good for the
Laura's like, that you're gonna give me that much? Shocked.
He's just like, what? This is money.
It's just money. It's not my money. It's the government's money. But that's there. Anyway.
Yeah, and so basically now Becky and Anya are at the department store, and Becky rents out the whole department store.
Yes.
Just them.
Yes.
And he's like, I want peanuts. Like, oh no, we're good actual clothes.
And Becky proceeds to buy half the store.
Yeah,
Anya
didn't get anything yet.
Doesn't get shit because she likes anime. She doesn't like grown woman clothes.
But yeah, now Becky thinks that she's boring Anya, but Anya is talking about how she's actually having fun.
Yeah,
she gets like, I get to do this with a friend. And it's like, oh, because now we get a flashback of Becky how she was. She didn't have friends. She was a bitch. She was a bully.
Yeah, she was a bully. Yep, and everyone's trying to tell her like, you can't know it all. You can't be such a bitch. Basically, what I was saying.
And remember, she intended to bully Anya when they first met. They were talking about it, but all of a sudden,
Anya changed her.
Yeah, and she's like talking about. Yeah, she talked about this to her maid, who was like the chauffeur. Like, I met a weird friend. Like, she's interested in all this.
Yeah,
and talked about how much he likes hanging out with her in school.
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, we got to buy you something. Let's spend the second half of the day trying to find you something you like. And as they're walking past the gift shop, they see
the keychains. And then, Anya wants to buy that for her.
Yeah.
And they do that. They pass on the car. And then Anya gives Lloyd the money. Why was he upset about it?
Huh? Because
she didn't spend it all, or
there it is. No. So basically, they bought the keychains. They were $300 a piece. Matt, do you want to guess? And they said in the anime, and I forgot it. I just googled it. You want to guess how much $300 is? As what they said.
Dalk.
Dalk. DALC. That's the currency in Spy Family. Dalk. How much is 300? How much is 300 Dalk? Dalk.
$100.
No.
Higher?
Yeah.
$1,000.
Lower.
500.
No. $950.
For keychains?
For a keychain. $950 American dollars per keychain.
Per
keychain.
Oh my god.
And that's why Lloyd at the end of the episode, he's having a fucking seizure internally because she spent $950 on one keychain times 2. So that's $1,900. She spent $1,900 on 2 keychains.
Oh my god. Did you see the preview for the next one?
No, I always skip those.
Oh,
I like the one blank.
I can't wait.
You know what this is? Honestly, as I sat here at the end of that episode, I sat there, it's not here, there at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I like season 2 a lot better than I like season 1. So therefore, I think I'm going to retroactively go back and rate season 1 a 3 because I really, depending on how the season finale ends next week, this is a pretty solid 4 this season.
Right.
So I think I'm going to go back retroactively downgrade season 1 to a 3. And because I was not the big, or let me say part 1. I was not the biggest hater, or I'm sorry, not the biggest lover of this. And I've grown to like it. I would say moderately more. I've grown to like Spy Family moderately more. And so this is a solid 4 for me this season. I can tell you guys off the bat. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, depending how the season finale next weekend's.
All right, moving on. Bocchi the Rock.
Funny.
This was hilarious again, and then we're gonna get to it. Basically, Kita, Ichika, and Rio, they're looking for Bocchi.
Yes, she's gone missing.
Because because Bocchi's class has the maid cafe,
and Bocchi in a maid outfit looks really cute.
People are pissed because she has tits, so they don't show the tits in full, like the curves of it in the anime.
Who's pissed?
No, like the manga readers.
So in the manga they show her with cleavage.
Yeah, she has cleavage. Like she has a nice rack, basically.
Okay. And
in the maid outfit in the anime, they make her like look flat when she's really
15. That's weird.
I know, but I'm saying. So basically, Bocchi's embarrassed in the maid outfit, so she's not there.
Yes.
She's not there. Like, oh, fuck this. So Kita's like, all right, this is how we're gonna find her. Find the most depressing place you can think of.
Yes.
Think of where the animals go, that type of thing. Maybe a dumpster, corner, back of a classroom.
Yes, under the stairs, nothing.
Yep, and you find out that she's basically outside, and then Bocchi's reading the comments
near the dumpster.
Yep,
near another dumpster.
Yep, and it's like I can't have my bandmates see me like this, and then she's scrolling for her phone. She's on her social media page,
and she realizes she's like, I'm gonna go to my happy place, which is Guitar Hero. So she's reading. She's like, the comment section of my page is the most happiest place on earth. And then she freaks out because she looks, and they're like, oh, is Bocchi dead? Is this channel dead? I'm
subscribed, and she didn't realize how long it's been since she posted the video.
Yeah,
I got to do one after the concert, but now all of a sudden the bandmates are on the other side of the door. Like, oh, there she is.
There she is. I told you. She's like, oh, it made going to the dumpster worth it, which was funny. Yeah. Which, by the way, I also thought of. I was like, this season wouldn't even matter if she would just post like a video. Like, I think what's gonna happen is she'll post the Bunkasai video, like the cultural video, and it's gonna blow them up.
Yeah,
they're gonna blow up. And I don't, because she has like what they said, 30,000 subscribers. I think she said, or is it 3,000
for herself?
For Guitar Hero channel, it's like 3,000 or 30,000, which is a major difference. I know, but I think it's like 3,000. I think
it's 3,000.
Yeah. Hey, that's 3,000 fans that she could bring in.
Exactly. But we'll see what happens with that. But what you call it? Now they eventually bring Bocchi back into the classroom.
Yes.
Well, first they're enjoying the festival first because she doesn't have to do the maid shift yet.
Yes.
So basically, they're all enjoying like the haunted house.
Yes.
Food.
And it's funny because Bocchi and Rio are like, "What the fuck is this?" Meanwhile, Nijika and
Kita
are scared shitless, and then Bocchi and Rio are like, "What the fuck is this?" And then Bocchi gets scared at their screams.
Yep.
Which is funny.
Like, oh boy. And then they're getting food. Rio's trying to mooch off, like buy that for me. Buy me the food. That type of thing.
Right.
And then we get to the maid cafe. The bandmates are sitting down while Goto is just standing outside. Like, oh, I bet she's greeting all these customers. Like, she's dead. Like, she's dead again.
Bocchi's doing the thing. No.
And then we see these two JoJo-looking delinquents.
Yes.
Like hair.
Straight out of part 4.
Yeah, hair brushing the ceiling even.
Yes.
They're like, hey, baby, you want to go out? You want to have fun? That type of thing. And you just see this death stares like, she's not even answering me.
From Rio.
Yep. And then this Bocchi he's just still there. She's still lifeless. It's like, oh shit. She's not even saying anything.
Yeah.
And then fucking Killer Queen from JoJo comes out of fucking Bocchi's mouth. And they start bowing down like, we're sorry.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then they go inside sitting down, that type of thing.
Yes.
And now, Bocchi goes to the bandmates table. They get the omelet rice. Like, do the thing. Like, make it taste better.
Meow.
And then it tastes awful because of it.
Yeah, and Kita decides to do
like you're doing it wrong.
Meow. Cute.
Like she's like doing like poses, dancing a little bit.
And it tastes scrumptious. And I laugh, by the way. They're like, yeah, we spent all of our budget on the maid costume, so everything is just alma rice with different names.
Yep. It's like, what's this? It's alma rice. What am I doing? It's alma rice.
And they're like,
So,
it's
yeah.
kind of grainy. They're like, it was frozen omurice.
Yep. And now with Kita's little fade, it made it taste better. So basically, they're like,
The
"Oh, you
girls-
want to be a maid?"
Yeah, the girl's like, Kita, will you help us? Nijika, you don't go here, but you're pretty and you're really likable. Can you help us? And they're like the stars of the fucking
Yeah, and even Rio
the
gets
maid cafe. They
even
sell out of
Rio
all
gets,
the
like, the butler.
omurice, and Rio's a butler, and they sell out of all the omurice. And then
Yep.
Rio's like, "Where's my money?"
Yeah,
And they're
but
like,
it's
"Hey,
like-
we're going.
She-
We're leaving."
She's like, "No,
No, I didn't do this for free.
I was like, I respect it. Let's get your cut."
Get that money, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're all excited. Like that was like the time for their concert for tomorrow.
Yep.
But Bochi notices something with Kita.
Yeah. I'm curious what that is.
I don't know if it's just like actual nerves or
It might be. Yeah.
we don't know. But yeah, she doesn't say anything. I thought we were gonna have that talk like because they usually walk home together.
It's gonna be right before.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
But,
not even right before because the episode ends with them on stage.
Yeah. That's what I said. Maybe we'll find out after.
I hope she
then.
doesn't fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could see that. I could see Nijika
Like,
like,
stage,
or not Nijika, Keita fuck like having like some sort
stage
of like,
fright,
yeah, or something like that, or she fucks up a chord and then she just loses it, and it's gonna be
or her
Bochi's
voice.
favorite.
I think it's gonna be her voice.
I could see that.
And then basically,
Ooh, cringe.
yeah. Who's cringe?
No, I'm saying that it's gonna be cringe seeing Keita like not perform.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be hard because that's what a lot of people are there for. Like
Yeah.
they wanted Kita,
And you hear them like screaming
Kita.
Keita.
Yeah, because she's the popular girl.
And then you see Bochi-chan's family there.
Well,
Your father's crying with the camcorder.
Well, first Bochi's like, "Oh, of course they're here for her." And not me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And
And
then
then you see the family, the two fans.
and then you see drunk senpai.
Yeah, Kikori's like, "Yeah, go." And then you
It's just
see
funny because Kikori is one of the if you didn't realize, it's one of the Japanese whiskeys that I buy. It's a really good smooth whiskey. So she's named after fucking
That's
Japanese
nice.
whiskey.
It's like, should you be here? I got a glass this time.
Yeah, and then you see fucking senpai, her senpai, Nijika's sister, fucking choking her out.
Yep.
And
then,
they're like,
and then the other students are like, she reeks of booze.
She reeks of booze. She should be here. But that was funny. But
then Kita's like, thank you all for coming. Now we're gonna start and credits.
This is close to a 5 for me. I want to rate. This is another one I want to rate a 5. It's definitely a 4. We'll see how the finale ends.
All right, we got 3 left.
We're making decent time. We just hit the 2-hour mark.
Nice. There we go.
Poor
all
Sean.
right.
That's why you get a gift, Sean, because you got to deal with 2-hour podcasts every single week.
Yeah. Which one?
We have Chainsaw. We already know what our main is. And Bleach. Chainsaw.
All right. Yeah. I don't remember too much, a little bit at the end.
Okay. So
I did watch this while I was exhausted as fuck.
Okay. I'll pull it out. So basically,
Yeah.
we see, what's his dick? Aki. We see Aki enter the chamber. We see the future devil. And the future devil is a comedy.
He's a character.
He's a character, a very exuberant character. And so he starts doing these funny dances and shit like that. And he's like, all right, go ahead and put your head in my belly. That's how I know your future. So he's like, all right.
Basically, determines what he wants in return, basically.
Because he's like, it does that'll determine a trade. So he sticks his head in there for about a minute. The future devil starts laughing, and Aki takes his head out, and he's like, dude, he's like,
I'm coming with you.
Yeah, he's like, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna live in your right eye because your death is fucking awesome. He's like, you want to know? You're going to, and he's like, just get in my fucking eye, dude.
Yeah, Aki's like,
I don't care. Just get in my eye.
Oh, basically, he's giving it for free. He just wants to see what happens.
He's getting it for free. Which, by the way, the sword he's using in the battle, is that his cursed sword or is that just a regular katana?
I think it's the cursed sword.
I think it's a regular katana because, I mean, there's no way he's using the cursed sword because then he just keeps eating fucking his life. He's already got 2 left.
That's true.
Okay. I think it's a regular katana.
Okay.
So basically lives in his eye. We find out later on in his battle that the eye allows him to see a little bit into the future, but nothing else. I imagine just for now, but he sees a little bit into the future, so he's able to dodge some of the moves a little bit, but he doesn't get to dodge everything. We'll get into that in a second. So
the other side,
on the other side, while this is happening, we see
Shibe, Power, and Denji.
Yeah, and they're training, and Denji and Power are getting better. They're still getting their ass.
And Kishibe actually has a scratch on his face.
He has a scratch on his face. He's like, okay, good.
He's like,
do this every week. We could do this once a week now.
Yeah, and like, I don't have to bother you guys anymore.
Yeah, and so he has a meeting with Makima-san, and he's like, and he basically tells Makima like, oh, like, you know, I didn't think that I would get attached to these devils, these fucking creatures, but here I am. I'm getting attached to them. And then he's like, she's like, he tells her like, listen, he's like, you knew about this, didn't you? And she says nothing. She's tight-lipped about it. And he's like, listen, I don't care how many of my dogs you kill, as long as you're on the right side of justice. But that's the only reason why I don't kill you myself.
And basically, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? And it cuts away from that. And on the other side, basically, we get a raid. We find out that there's going to be a raid going on for the people that took out Division 4. Division 4 is going to lead it. Division 4 is on their own. They go inside of this crazy building, and there's a bunch of zombies and shit. And we get to see the rest of Division 4. And we get like a penguin guy, a shark guy, an angel girl, and somebody, and a spider girl. So we get the spider devil, the angel devil, the penguin devil, we get the violence devil. The violence devil has to fucking wear a gas mask that leaks poisonous gas, so it controls him. And then you get the shark devil, which turns into a shark. And they just up. Denji and Power, everybody's just fucking everybody up. And then Denji and Power go with Aki up to the main floor. And as they're going up to the main floor, Makima goes to a random coastal house, and she has a meeting with the Yakuza. And they were like, "Oh, your associates have contracts with the Gun Devil." And the Yakuza boss is like, "Listen, they did that against my command. This is their leader. This is who did this. So this is who you should go after." And she's like, "Thank you for your cooperation. I'm going to need you to write down everybody who has a contract with the Gun Devil in your association." And he's like, "Okay, no problem. I'll be happy to do that." And then she's like, "Well, while you're at it, I'm going to need you to write down everybody in other families that you know that has contract with the Gun Devil." And he's like, "Listen, have you ever heard of the term a necessary evil?" He's like, "You ever seen the Chinese and the Russian mafia? They make us look like angels." And he's like, "We're the necessary evil of Japan because we keep the foreigners away. So I'm not going to sell them out because that means a war for me. I'm not trying to do that." And Makima's like, "I don't give a fuck. You're going to do what the fuck I say." And she's surrounded by all these top Yakuza bosses, and they all are about to try and fuck her up. And basically one of the bosses turns Makima around and is about to punch her in the face. And he starts bleeding out of his nose and starts gushing blood and goes limp. And everyone's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And Makima pulls out a bag, puts it on the table, and says, "You're going to do what I asked, because inside this bag," and I'm sorry, this has happened before the guy went to go punch her in the face.
Yeah. The eyeballs, right?
Their eyeballs. Your wife, your daughter, your grandmother, your lover, your sister, all of these people, a piece of their eyeball. And they're like, "Don't worry. We have somebody that can put them back. No problem. Like if nothing happened, but I need you to write this down." And eventually, homeboy does. And then throughout the fight, as Aki's fighting, Aki's surrounded by like all these like underlings from the mafia. Again, bleed from nose, gush blood, go limp. And Aki's like, "What the fuck is happening?" Okay, whatever. Keeps on going. Ends up in a storage basement type of like storage area with the woman. And the woman, what's it called? Calls up, and because of the fact that she ate fucking Himeno's ghost, her devil, she calls her devil, has control over her devil, and was like, "Fight Aki." And so Aki, with his all-seeing eye, is able to evade some of the attacks. He's able to get some offense in, but eventually he gets caught, and the episode ends with Aki being choked almost to death. I think he does pass out. He chokes until he passes out by Himeno's ghost. And I'm really hoping, like I said in the chat, I really hope that he does defeat Himeno's ghost and he gets to keep Himeno's ghost as a contract for somehow. And that's
that could happen.
I hope that happens. Yes.
But again, you did forget about with Kishibe Makiba when he asked him, "What do you want?" and she said, "All I want is to save as many people as possible," and he called her a liar.
A liar. Yeah, I forgot that part. You're right.
But I say, but he had the balls to say that when
Yeah.
she could probably kill him right there.
Uzaki.
He don't care.
Yeah.
He can't control him.
Nope.
But yeah, it's like he knows something then that the others don't.
Yeah, basically. I mean, she tries to keep her power secret, but I mean,
yeah, I think he knows all about her. That's why.
I mean, I think he helped train her. You would think.
Maybe, I don't know, but I think he just knows a lot about her than others people leading to believe.
I mean, he's the top devil hunter. He's been around.
Oh yeah, he is a top devil hunter.
He is Ichiban devil hunter.
Yeah, can't kill him. Love it.
Fantastic. Still a 5-star series.
Alrighty, moving on. Co-main Bleach.
What a backstory.
Yeah, this is basically a full-on backstory. But before that, though, Ichigo is back home.
Honestly, this stuff I feel is kind of irrelevant. Like he goes over to what's her face's house, his boss's house. No, he goes over to his boss's house. So basically, he shows up. His dad opens the door, and he's like, "Fuck you, guy!" Runs over to his boss's house, takes a shot at boss's house. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. The doorbell opens. She opens the door. Nobody's there, but she can't see that Ichigo's father, dressed in his Soul Reaper robes, is there, and was like, "Come with me. We have to talk." So they go to like I think back to the house, and they're in a room.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm not surprised you failed the test," basically.
And he's like, "How do you know?
You're never gonna get a Bankai."
Yeah, and he's like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Oh, Urahara taught me." Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're talking backwards. You went backwards at the beginning of the episode. The very beginning of the episode is where the black guy talks to
Renji.
To Renji and says like, "Oh, of course he was gonna fail. You know, I'm creator, everything, even fucking."
Yeah, I thought that was last week. I thought that was just a recap.
No, that was the very beginning of this episode.
Okay.
Again, I felt it was inconsequential, and Renji knew. That's the only piece that he's like, "Yeah, I had a feeling," but he's Ichigo. He would figure it out, right? That's all the beginning of that is, quite frankly, is irrelevant. What is relevant is Ichigo's father says, "Hey, a while ago you asked me about your mother, and I told you I would tell you when the time is right. Time is right." And we get the backstory of Ichigo and his mother, and it's a wild backstory. We find out, and I don't know if it was told already, and I just missed it, but Ichigo's father was the original, several hundred years ago, the original captain of Squad 10. We see Toshiro and Matsumoto under him as his top 2 lieutenants, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a report of Soul Reapers getting killed in Karakura Town. Grizzly, like 3 of them in like 2 months have died, and so he knows something's up, and he goes on his own to Karakura Town. Meanwhile, we see Ichigo's mother, and Ichigo's mother, we find out early, is a Quincy. It's obviously alluded to it, but we find out she's a Quincy because she's the last of her family, and she's being sheltered by a certain family. And when we see who the family is, there's a woman there. That's fine. But there's an older, not older, but like a older teenager, and we find out it's Ishida's father.
Mm-hmm.
It is Ishida's father, and so Ishida's father kind of cares about what's her name? What's Ichigo's mom's name?
What is her name? I know it's Kurosaki, but what's the name?
Which is interesting too, that Ichigo was named after his mother, not his father.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is important. I do want to say her name.
Yeah. No. I hear you. I'm trying to find her.
Yes.
In this Masaki.
Yes.
Yep.
So Masaki's there. He kind of cares about Masaki, but he only cares because of the fact that she has rich Quincy blood. And he's like, I wonder if she'll, be okay if I married her. But mostly for her blood, not necessarily for her, because he's still calculated and kind of cruel. Not quite the dick that he is now, but I'm sure he's probably grown to be that dick as we get more into part 2 of the backstory, which I imagine will be the finale, part of the finale next week, which is an hour long. Again, friendly reminder: the Bleach finale is a 1 hour long special.
Yep, it's back to back with the 2
B2B.
episodes.
Yeah, B2B. Anyway, so we get the backstory as they continue. We find out that the hollow only comes out at night, and we find out that it's a special hollow because around the same time that Ichigo's father is captain, Aizen, Kaname, and Gin are all captains.
Yep.
The events of what happened to the other captains earlier in the series where they were holified and they managed to get away has already occurred. They're searching for Ginji and Co. But they haven't found them yet. And in the meantime, what they're doing is they're taking dead Soul Reapers, or they're taking Soul Reapers, killing them, and then experimenting on them and trying to turn them into hollows and trying to basically create hollows with Soul Reaper power. And so they're doing these experiments. We find out that the hollow that's killing everybody in Karakura Town is one of those experiments. And so it's so wild to get that piece of the backstory. I was like, wow, what a flashback. That's what I thought. But anyway, as we go along, Ichigo's father and the hollow start fighting. He kills a couple more Soul Reapers. It's a solid fight. Like, it's a really solid fight. Ichigo's dad is getting fucked up, but he's holding his own. And as he's about to land a decisive blow against this Arrancar, we see Aizen and Gin and Kaname show up in black robes. They slice Ichigo's father's back, and he recognizes immediately, like, that was done by a Zanpakuto. That wasn't done by him. And he basically calculates. He's like, oh, this hollow isn't necessarily a hollow. It's a Menos, which is a pretty powerful hollow, right? It's got the fucking beam that comes out of its head and everything. Like, it's wild. And so Misaki feels the spiritual pressure and runs towards the battle. Ishida's father tries to stop her and say, like, hey, like, you know, part of taking care of yourself is not worrying about that. And we go only after the Soul Reaper is dead, and our maid is the one that goes out first. We don't go out. And she's like, listen, basically tells him, like, listen, I can't live with that. I can't live with myself knowing that I could have done something to save someone and I didn't do it. I know, Papa. We're almost done. So
we're almost done, Papa.
Almost done, buddy. Anyway, so she runs out there. Ichigo's father, or not Ichigo, Ishida's father's like, all right, fine, fuck, let's go. So they go out. The battle's still happening. And as he's about to get killed, we see, I think it was Kaname. Kaname is like, oh, he's going to get him. Let me kill him. And he's like, no, let's see the battle happen. And so as the battle happens, he says that when Misaki shows up. So basically, Ichigo's dad is in a really horrible, he's in a really horrible battle. He's about to get fucked up. And as he's about to get fucked up, Misaki shoots her fucking Quincy arrow to distract the hollow.
Yep.
The hollow goes after Misaki. Misaki shoots a bunch of arrows, and
she stops. Yeah.
And the hollow dodges them all. And so she stops, allows the hollow to get close. The hollow is about to fucking use its fucking beam. And the hollow bites her. The hollow bites her, and we find out, as we saw previously, when you bite a Quincy, like a hollow bites a Quincy or something, it's bad, like bad tasting, whatever the case is. So the hollow's like, Misaki's like, thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
Headshot.
One shots the fucking thing in the head, and as it's about to die, the hollow self-destructs.
Yep.
And as Misaki's about to die, Ichigo's father saves her, takes the self-destruction, and that's when Kaname is like, oh my god, it's self-destructed, let's kill him. And he's like, no, we're good right now. Aizen's like, no, we're good, let's go. They disappear, and we get the introduction of Misaki and Ichigo's father. And then let's go. So then Aizen, Gin, and Kaname go back. Kaname's pissed off, like, our experiment is ruined, it was fucking pointless. And Aizen, ever the cunning piece of shit that he is, and he's like, nope, we got something better. Sometimes you have to see something be destroyed in order to find something better. He's like, don't you want to see the outcome of this? I do.
This was all Aizen's plan.
And it was all Aizen's plan.
He got the mother and father somehow together.
And obviously Aizen fucking probably killed his mother, or had something to do with the death of his mother.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Regardless, so good. The storytelling, amazing. And of course, like, the animation has been movie quality the entire time. It has been stupendously great. Love it. 5 stars all the way through.
Alrighty, moving on to the main event. Akiba
The main
Maid War.
event of the evening.
This is a 2-parter.
Oh yeah, because we didn't do episode 1.
We did not know.
Oh boy,
It ties in. This ties in.
Have to go over.
But yeah, things aren't going so well at Oinky Doink Cafe right now.
No,
because basically other maids are getting pissed off. They got
it's going really well at the beginning. because they're taking all of the they're getting the glamour from winning the competition.
That we talked about that already.
Did we?
Yeah, that was with the guy. This is after the guy died.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
this has nothing to do with the cafe. Really, that goes for Ronco. Things are not going good for Ronco.
But I'm saying now maids are killing their customers for bragging about it. Some customers.
Oh yeah, no, that's a piece. That's not part of it.
I was saying that the fucking panda hanging from the.
Yeah, so the episode begins with episode 11, the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
It starts with Panda hanging from the sign. Panda managed to escape. Panda still has his identity.
Yeah, basically found like a slimmer outfit.
Yeah.
So.
And basically, there's a note attached to Panda's head. The note says, "You're being disowned, and if you're disowned, you're gonna die."
Yep. So Nagi declared Onkidai Cafe out of the group.
Yep.
And basically, it's about time for them to die.
Yep.
And now, because of this, they're losing customers.
Yep.
Because they're not associated, and the other maids are going to make sure they don't get any more customers.
And the maids are, and the cafe is being fucking what's it called, vandalized, and they're fucking writing horrible messages on there.
Yeah. So because of this, and Nagi, what you call it? Sorry, Nagome, she lost her best customers because of this.
Oh, well, you skipped that. Basically, the two other customers come over, like, you remember so-and-so? They're like, yeah. Well, he bragged about you at one of the other cafes we visited. And we killed him. And we're scared that they're going to kill us because we're your best customers. We can't come here anymore. We're sorry. And so this kind of basically forces them, like, all right, we're going to do something about this.
Yeah, and then Ranko tells everyone about Nagi, the backstory.
Their backstory on Nagi.
They grew up there. They were with the OG.
Yep, they were a part of it. And so they basically managed to convince everybody, like, listen, we're gonna die anyway, so let's go out guns blazing. You guys fucking shoot and kill as many as you can. Nagomi and I are gonna go over. At first, Ronco's like, I'm gonna go by myself, and Nagomi's like, I want to go. And Nagomi's like, or sorry, Ronco's like, are you prepared to die? And puts a gun to her face, and she freaks out.
Yeah,
and they're like, don't come. And so the next day, whatever happens, Nagomi finds the fucking inner like fortitude to fucking do it, and is like, I'm coming with you. So they go together. They're led to the
top floor.
Is it Uraka? What's her name?
Which one?
The head maid.
Nagi.
No, the head maid. Oh, it is Nagi. It is Nagi. Sorry. Well, she has like Umiko. Umiko is her name, her first name, but it's Nagi. We'll say Nagi. So they go to Nagi. They're led to Nagi, and basically, Ronco asks Nagi, "Kill me, save the cafe," and she slices with her katana. What's it called?
She stabs her hand. Yeah,
Ronco's hand stabs her hand. Nagomi's like, "No, don't do it." Blah blah blah. And then basically, she's like, "Come here." So Nagomi goes over there. She's like, "Slice that pigtail off you." And they're like, "No, you love that pigtail." Nope. She's like, "I'll do it." Slices the pigtail off, and they basically beg her to like let them off, and she's like, we'll do our best.
And then Nagi's like went to Ranko's like, so you really love it? So how about this? Basically like kill Nagomi.
And she's like, nope, kill me instead.
And it's like, nope. So basically, I'm gonna go kill Nagomi. So either you shoot me or I shoot her.
Yep.
And Ranko doesn't want to kill Nagi.
Nope.
Because again, they grew up in the same household. Yeah.
They're sisters. Yep. And so
she says, okay, fine, but you need 10 times the amount you're owed.
That's it? Yes. Okay, thanks. And so meanwhile, there's been a shootout the whole time at the Okidoink Cafe. Or sorry, not at Okidoink. I'm sorry. They took the head of
the Lion Cafe,
of the Lion Cafe, and they're like, kill me, bitch, kill me. And they're like, nope, you're a hostage. And they're like, we have a hostage, right? And they pull her out and they fucking shoot at her anyway. They don't give a fuck. And they're like, yes, kill me and take these pigs with you. It's so savage.
But yeah, that doesn't happen. It's just basically Ranko, and they're going to come back. One of the maids got shot.
Yep.
Like no, there's no more killing.
By the manager. Got shot by the manager, which is great.
Yeah, like we said no killing. It's done. We can all go.
Yep.
So, all's well that ends well, or so we think, because now we're at the shopping center. Ranko and Nagomi are there.
Everything's going well. They're shopping for each other.
And all of a sudden, a maid hugs Ranko, like from the behind.
But you don't. It's not a hug. You hear it, shink.
Yeah, and you see her face, you see her expression, and you find out, yeah, she got stabbed
in the back, in
public.
In public.
Yeah, you got stabbed in the gut.
And she dies in Nagomi's arms.
And she just talked about how she doesn't want to die. She wants to keep being a maid. And yeah, we called her dying, but not like that.
No, not like that.
We respected her hope die guns blazing with Nagi.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. So this was different. I liked it like that.
It was good. Yeah.
And so now this broke Nagomi.
And
now we're at the finale.
We're at the finale. And everyone's at the funeral. They're all crying. Everyone except Nagomi.
Yep. And then
Nagomi is a savage.
But before that, though, the other two mates, the cow maid and the bear maid, the ones that were like total bitches, like, oh, you heard Ranko die? Like, oh, good for his. Oh, before that, though, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got ahead. Nagi sees the maid that stabbed her.
Yeah.
Like, hey, who told you to do that type of thing?
I did it for myself. I'm not a creature. But she likes the fact that Ranko died. And she's like, you're a creature now. Prove your worth.
No, there's like, okay, now we're gonna kill him, basically.
Yeah, they're like, this is all out war. We have to kill him now.
Yeah, because we don't, like, she's seen it before. We know what's gonna happen.
Yep. Get the order. Everybody come over. So there's 20. We find out later it's 26 maids against the 5 girls.
We'll get to that in a bit.
We'll get there. But yeah, Nagomi has lost her shit.
Yeah,
she's gone fucking nuts.
Yep, she pulls the major cow maid into the dark alleyway
using Ranko's gun. She took Ranko's gun.
Yep, and then shoots the cow maid's foot.
Yep, shoots her ear, and she's talking shit the whole time. Like, she shoots her ear. She's like, "Good, now we can tag you like the fucking cow you are."
Yeah,
and then you're like, "Oh, let's go for a nose ring." Puts the gun up on her fucking nose. They're like, "Let's give you a nose ring now." And she's like, "Wait, I'll talk."
Yeah, we find out. Yeah, so basically, everyone below Nagi was planning this.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, so she asked questions. They're like, "Where's Nagi?"
Who killed Ranko?
Yeah,
who's the man that killed Ranko?
Like, oh, someone from the Moon Cafe that you killed. Moon Cafe,
the space
one. Yeah, and they're like, did it come from Nagi? I don't know. Where's Nagi? I don't know. She's like, I don't really fucking I really don't know. And she shoots to the side of, like, tell them the dark pork is here or something like that. I'm dark pork. We're coming to kill you all. And she dips, and she
goes
over, and she goes over to the ramen shop, talks to the old man. They're like, I need you to tell me everything you know about Nagi. And then he's like, I don't know anything. She shoots the fucking ground. She's like, I need you to tell me everything. And he's like,
he kind of does. And so
like,
it's basically, we go that she took Nagi in, and Nagi is the one that wanted violence and all that.
Yeah, we find out Michio was a warmonger, and then she took Nagi in and led her that way. And then Ranko came in. Ranko was the Nagomi of the shop and basically warmed Michio's heart, and then convinced her to not do violence anymore.
Yeah, they were gonna end violence in Akiba.
Yeah, but as Nagi said, Nagi did not want that. Nagi arranged the hit on her boss,
just so she can take over and send Ranko in jail.
Yep.
So I was just like, wow, okay.
Savage. And so Nagomi's like, thank you. And she walks out. She goes over to the cafe.
Before that, though, she gets. I was like, she goes there. She goes to get some money, but she got her ass kicked.
Oh no, that was after the fact.
Okay,
that was after the fact. So basically, she goes to the shop. She's like, "Where's the manager? We don't know. Where's the key? We don't know." All right,
takes the gun. Cashiers.
Shoots the fucking thing. Opens the drawer. They're like, "What are you doing?" And then she's like, "We're getting money. We're gonna kill everybody. We're gonna get guns. We need guns." And what's her face? The black hair girl. Yumechi slaps her in the face. Like, what are you doing?
And then Nagomi slaps her back.
Like, you're a fucking maid. Don't we kill? That's what the fuck we're supposed to do.
So she lost her mind.
And I laughed so hard when the manager opened the door, sees the confrontation,
and leaves.
And pulled the Homer Simpson. He was like, open the door.
Yeah.
Close door.
Yeah. Also in the corner, the panda sharpened his bamboo. Bamboo.
Panda sharpening bamboo. That comes.
We'll get to that later.
Yes. And so Nagomi walks over. She's walking with a purpose. She's got these dark sunglasses. She's dark pork.
But she gets attacked from behind
by the fucking maid that she fucking shot. and she gets her ass kicked with a crutch.
And then Nagomi starts laughing.
She's she's batshit crazy.
Yeah, and like oh yeah, it's all maids dude, right? Yeah, sure, yeah. And then
she doesn't give a fuck, and she's only saved because the cops fucking are called.
Yeah, they're like, dude, don't, because there's cops around, and we didn't.
Yeah, they're
we didn't let them know this is gonna happen, basically.
Yeah, like there's too many people in public, don't do it. Fine, so she gets saved by the hair of her chinny chin chin.
But,
she goes back,
but you guys are gonna die.
Yeah, so she ends up getting called over by the police. She talks whatever to the police. She goes back to Oinky Doink, and she goes into her room, and she has Ranko's possessions. She starts going
like, oh, this is stupid. This is useless.
And she has dirt from the baseball stadium. But she's got the origami they made, and she pulls out a picture, and she finally can grieve. Yeah, she breaks down into fucking tears, grieving over the loss of her best friend and the one who taught her how to be a maid. And so the next day she wakes up. The people didn't even know what happened. Like, what the fuck happened to your face? And they're like, it's not important.
But by the way, we're gonna help you fight.
Yeah, and we're gonna help you fight. And then Nagomi, back to her normal self, they're like, are you happy being a maid? Are you happy with Oinky Doink? Are you happy the way things are? Very heartfelt conversation. And they're like, well, what are we gonna do? They're like, we're gonna kill him Oinky Doink style. And so, as I mentioned earlier, there would end up being 26 maids that end up in the raid of Oinky Doink, including Nagi.
Well, before that, Nagi is talking to the other head maids like, "This is happening today," and one of them tries to talk her out of it.
Gets shot in the fucking gut.
Yep.
Dies.
And then the other one,
her best friend runs away, gets shot in the head, in the back of the head.
Yep.
He's like, anybody that doesn't want to listen to me can die.
And it's like, we're going now.
We're going.
And then before that, she goes to the ramen shop. She talks to the ramen.
Oh
owner.
Yeah, it was gross. A little gross.
And
they're like, we're like, all right, well, we're all gonna die, so let's have our last meal. So they're like, let's order 6 of the pork bowls. And Nagomi's like, make it 7. They put Ranko's picture there. They leave the bowl there in honor of her. And Nagomi just stuffs her face, blah, 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 eating like crazy.
But she ate so fast she throws up a little.
She throws up a little bit, and which is kind of gross because she throws
spits it back out. But yeah,
she spits it back out into the bowl, and then all the girls are like, "Let me eat some. Let me eat some." That was so gross.
Yeah, but they're like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, but they're like, "This is last meal. We're doing this for Ranko. We're doing this." So the raid happens,
and that I'll say, but Nagi kills the ramen guy first because she goes.
Oh yeah, the ramen guy starts talking to Nagi about
like, "Hey, it's been a long time."
And she's like, "Shut up, shut up." Third time, shoots him in the fucking chest. He dies.
Yep. And now with the raid.
And now the raid happens. There's 25 maids bowing down to Nagi. Nagi is about to open the door and recognizes her death. She sees her death. And she's like, fuck it. We're going in. They bust in. And what are the girls like, Matt?
Okay. Welcome home, mistress.
Moe?
Yep. So basically, yep, they were in character, welcome them, greeting them.
Pristine, exactly the way they were taught way back in episode 3.
And and like, this is a trick. We're here to kill you. Like, no. Like,
before you kill us, let us serve you, Oinky Doink style.
Yep. Yeah, Nagi's just like, fine.
You heard her.
So,
sit down.
Yep.
And they're doing their thing, and all the girls are like, we're gonna fucking kill you. And they're like, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yep, they're all put on act. They're all smiling. Yeah,
they're all smiling.
It's like they know they're gonna die, but they said, "Fuck it, they're gonna go as maids."
Yep.
So basically, and then Nagami suggests, "Oh, they're gonna do a performance," and then Nagi's like, "Fine, but after this, you're really dead. Like you're really dead. I don't want to hear it."
Thank you. I can't wait.
Yep. So she starts doing a song for a bit, and right away it gets shot.
Right away. No, not right away. What happens is freaking Nagi starts flashing back to when she taught Ranko how to dance because she said the exact same thing.
Yeah, but like she's a little
she needs better move, and she gets upset at that, and she pulls out the gun, shoots Nagomi in the chest.
Well, sorry, the
stomach.
Yeah,
and Nagomi keeps performing like nothing.
Yep, like nothing's happened. She's doing this,
and the girls are crying. They're like, "Oh my god, this is it."
She's gonna die, basically.
Yeah,
and yeah, it looked like the other maids were in it for a bit.
Yeah,
and then the performance stops. Dead silent.
The lion maid, the head lion maid,
yep,
starts clapping. The girls start clapping. Nagi shoots the fucking lion maid in the fucking chest.
And he's like, "Don't do it unless I say so," type of thing.
Yep. And so
And
freaking.
And then Nagomi has a heart-to-heart talk with Nagi. It's like, say, like, why are y'all dudes? Like, the purpose of being a maid is serving the masters and mistresses.
Yep.
Like, not just the violence and all this. And it's like, I get it. Like with all that power you have, yeah, you're alone. Like, and Nagi's like, a maid is only good for being alone. It's like, you'll never be alone. Just come to the Oinky Doink Cafe. You can come whenever you want.
And Nagomi gets the clip emptied on her.
Yep. No, first it's just like, how do we do? And just bam, bam, bam. And it got to the point where
she got shot 5 times, and
you
everyone
don't
was
see
screaming, Nagomi, Nagomi, Nagomi. You never see Nagomi.
Yeah,
we
and then
assume she's dead.
Yeah, and then as Nagi stands up, bam, headshot.
The girl who killed Ranko
now killed Nagi. Now, but Nagi stood there.
She got shot in the head.
Yeah, she stood there and glared at her, and all of a sudden, bam, spear
from the fucking panda.
Yep, she
yeeted that fucking spear into fucking Nagomi's titty.
Like 18 years later, she got that revenge.
And cue credit.
Wow. Yeah, cue credit. We get
there's an after credit.
We get the ED with Nagomi singing this time, not Ranko.
So that was really. I skipped the OP. Did she sing the OP? Like they cut it short because they had 30 seconds. They had about 30 to 45 seconds of that, and then they went, I guess, straight into the episode. I thought they were going to do the whole OP, so I ended up have to rewind.
They didn't do the piece.
Oh, because I skipped ahead, and I was like, "Why am I so ahead?" I ended up having to skip back, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Yeah, I had to rewind.
It was just the beginning stuff with the bullets, but that was it.
Oh, I thought as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, because I fast forward. I don't like the OP for Maid War, so I skip it.
I enjoy it. I won't listen to it, but I enjoy it. I like the ED better.
There's the only OPs I listen to constantly are, I can read them to you right now. One moment, please. I listen to the Spy Family OP, the Raven OP, Bochi OP, Eternity OP, and that's it. Sometimes Chainsaw.
Yeah, I got Chainsaw. I got I mostly have EDs.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of the EDs. I listen to a lot of these. My favorite of the season is going to be either one of the ones from Chainsaw or the one from Raven. Raven OP in terms of a singular one is the best one for me.
But
this one's pretty good though. This one's
but
good.
Before we get to that, after credit, it's now 2008.
18.
Sorry,
what year was it? 2006, I think, right?
She's 36. It was 9. Oh, she's
17, 36. That's
she's 36
that's
now.
19 years. 18. That was 1999.
Yeah.
It was 86 to 99. 99 to 2000.
Almost 20 years. Yeah.
20 years later, approximate. And they're like, oh, we see 3 businessmen walking Akihabara, and there's a bunch of maids around.
Yeah, and they're all breathing. They're like, oh yeah, this is before it used to be really violence,
gangs and death and murder, and they're like, what? No way, Majika, no, yeah, hi. And so they end up. We see a new sign, new Oinky Doink Cafe.
Yep.
We see a bunch of maids there.
New maids,
and one of the new maids, completely new, and one of the businessmen is like, "Oh, what are we here for?" And they're like, "Oh, we're here to see their best maid. She's a 36-year-old maid." And you see a wheelchair, you see it spin gloriously, you see a 36-year-old Nagomi. Hokairi nasai Koshijin sama.
Yep, and then
roll credits.
So, bam,
she's alive, crippled but alive.
Yeah,
and still happy.
And we called what she was going to do. She was going to disrupt the ecosystem. There's no more violence, and she did.
She succeeded.
Yeah, if only Ranko was there too.
At the cost of her legs and a lot of her emotion and suffering.
Yep.
She changed Akihabara.
Yep. So nicely done.
5 stars.
I gave it 4.5.
I gave it 5. It's closer to 5 than it was 4.5 for me.
No, it's really good. This is something I recommend to people for sure. So much fun. Action's great. Characters great.
I never thought. I was on the fence, and you were like, "Dude, watch it."
That's the thing. I wasn't going to watch it.
Yeah.
And then we find out, and then we saw the clip going around for the first episode. Like, okay, I kind of have to now.
Yeah.
And again, we thought it was just going to be like a maid competition type thing, but no, it's
No.
just gangsters in maid outfits, basically.
No, I started writing and I'm to finish it before I go to bed, or I'll finish it tomorrow. But I'll let me read you the first part of my review that you'll see on my anime Instagram, AI_anime24. Cheap plug.
Yep.
Now that I'm finally done with summer reviews, because I still have 3 to go. I haven't posted 3 of them, and there's actually 4 because I have to post a Trigun review since Trigun's coming out in January.
Oh yeah.
I have that one, so I have 4 more reviews from the summer that I have to post. But I put, now that I'm finally done, finally in caps, done with the summer reviews, we're right to it with the winter reviews. And our first review is a fucking banger. Fucking bangers in all caps. A show that definitely does not meet the eye, and a show that shocked me with how epic it ended up being. We're talking about Akiba Maid War. Show features a 17-year-old aspiring maid cafe worker named Nagomi, who is shocked to learn the maid cafe industry in Akihabara isn't cute dresses and silly gimmicks, but rather a very, very, in caps, violent life full of ass kickings, foul language, and murder. ... Murder galore in all caps. Like I wrote in the last sentence, the show is full of death and murder. It also has an abundance of comedy and cuteness since it's still young maids. I better put the word still young maids, along with a few life lessons about what it's like to work hard, grieve, deal with emotions and failures, and grow as an adult when faced with dire situations and horrible circumstances. The musical score is fine and the animation is solid as well. The story is a hell of a roller coaster that will make you feel a bunch of stuff throughout the 12 episode show. And I'm not done. But I mean, I thought that was pretty decent in terms of an opening for an encapsulation of the show for a review.
Right. No, but yeah, like I said, we're great with great what we got. I'm satisfied.
Very.
Closing thoughts.
What a way to start off the end of the season. What a way. I can't wait for all these other ones to end. We're guaranteed fucking bangers, I think, for several of these. And I'm excited to see the end of them. Yep. And our winter lists are long as fuck.
Yeah, we didn't even realize it either.
I realized it because I went through like Saturday, like I was chilling and I was like just going through the list. And I was like, I had 22 and I had to cut that down. I was only able to cut that down to 19 new ones, not including the continuations that we have, which I think I have 5.
Yeah, I think I got 24 because of this.
I have 4.
I thankfully have 3 that are Netflix.
Which ones? Can you tell me?
Regular Ragnarok.
Yes.
Junji Ito. Maniac.
Actually, I don't think Record of Ragnarok was on my initial list when I looked at it. I mean, it is, like I said, I'm watching it, but I only did TV shows, and they have that as I think.
I'm only going to watch the first fight. If they fuck that up, I am done.
Yeah, you said Junji Ito. I didn't put that on my list.
Way the House Husband.
I forgot about those.
Yeah,
they're on my list. They're on my list. Yeah. But I only did TV shows. I have 23 different TV shows, including continuals, not including those. What the fuck am I getting into?
Oh, what are we getting into, indeed?
I'm really hoping some of them suck so we could drop them fast.
Well, I shouldn't watch Tokyo Revengers, but it's the principle of the matter.
I mean, they haven't even confirmed if it's gonna. I imagine it's gonna stream on Hulu.
Well, I don't. No, like I'm talking about. I fucking hate Tokyo Revengers. I fucking hated how it ended. I fucking hate how the rest went.
I mean, the question is, I mean, it's kind of in a Promised Neverland territory where like it's in the reverse of Promised Neverland, you could say, because Promised Neverland had a good manga and they horribly butchered it to where it's the worst thing I've ever seen. Versus you, where they're doing the animation and the story and the anime itself pretty well, and the story leading up to the finale isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but your personal feelings about the end of the story make you say fuck this shit.
Yes.
Do you think the animation, or do you think the anime will do the ending better?
No.
It's that bad.
I think they're gonna follow it, and no.
And it's that bad.
Even animating it is not gonna make it any better.
I'm gonna hate it too. Knowing me.
Again, it overstayed its welcome. Everything after that was very completely fucking stupid and unnecessary. And just how they ended the whole thing. This woman just fuck it.
Was it your arc where it was just a dream and none of it happened?
No, it's just
Okay.
it's just retconning shit.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Any other positive things we could end the show on, Matt?
Yes. A lot of good stuff in winter, like fucking near Automata, fucking Bofuri, Vinland, Nagatoro.
Let's save it for after.
Yeah,
or
we'll talk about entire list next week.
In 2 weeks. You know, Matt, since we have so much to watch, I think would it behoove us to skip 2 weeks?
Like I said, we're doing the finales and
We normally take a week
and fall awards next week.
Yes.
And the week after that is just annual.
Yes.
And I'm sure some stuff will be in, but we could wait 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, I was gonna think. Let's kind of skip 2 weeks so we get an idea, because
and then that way everybody's out. We can find out what we're gonna add, what we're dropping.
No, we're not adding. We are not adding.
I will add something if something gets a high score.
I will not, dude. I'm watching everything that's good. I feel I am not adding anything this season. There's too much to watch, even when the continuals are over. Because I mean, Eminence will be over. Eminence will be over faster. Eternity will be over faster. You have Blue Lock and I have Boruto, and then
Blue Lock and Academia are gonna end. Blue Lock and Academia are gonna end around the same time.
Also, you're not even gonna get. Well, regardless, we still have to watch those throughout the season, and Academia is a whole other season. It's 13 episodes, so we're gonna get 2 of them that'll drop faster than the rest of the season. Still at 23 and 24 respectively, and I'm sorry, I didn't even include the Onas. I didn't include Ragnarok. I didn't include I'm not doing injury, but I didn't include House Husband on top of that.
Yeah, well, they're not weekly.
They're gonna drop them individually.
House Husband will be quick. I think it's all at once.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of in the same way like JoJo. Regardless, I'm pretty confident I will not add anything this season because
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, I guess, as we go along. Your closing thoughts on this week, Matt?
And very good. Again, I had very satisfying finales. One okay. Again, I do it yourself. Made Akiba, great originals. Sword Isekai was fun. I can't wait for season 2. Bibliophile can go away. And a lot of good, strong penultimates, and the finales are basically make or break type of thing of where rankings will be. But
I mean, my rankings are pretty set at this stage from what I have done.
Okay, if something is really bad, unless something is really bad or something that's blown away, one might get bumped up, one might get bumped out. I don't know.
Find out on the next episode of Keki.
Yep. Again, next week we got finales of Bleach, Chainsaw, Uzaki, Core 1, Blue Lock, Academia. They'll be done. A lot of stuff will be done, and then I forgot Lupin Zero real quick. I'm not gonna review it. I'm just gonna do a quick thing. It's a 6-episode miniseries of Lupin the Third, Lupin the Third is a teenager. Basically his first time meeting Jigen. It's okay. I like it, but at the same time, I hate that Jigen and Lupin act exactly the same in terms of their teenagers acting like they're their adult selves. That's my only takeaway. Because again, it's like they're teenagers, like act like kids type of thing. Like fuck up a little bit, do something. Like Jigen has a gun already. Lupin he's a trickster like normal. That's normal, but I'm talking about personality wise. It's so much like his actual self and not as a kid or teenager.
It could be good and bad though. At the same time, like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I guess because we want more mature characters.
But I was saying, like, I want to know what they were like back then, like how different were they? What made them want to be what they were? Not already kind of acting like it.
So I mean, like, you could maybe see them doing like a backstory to the backstory.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, there's no Goemon, there's no Fujiko, there's no Zenigata. It's just Lupin and Jigen, which I like. That's fine. It's just how I'll keep watching for sure because it's Lupin and it's only it'll end when we do our winter reviews. Basically,
it counts for winter.
It's not going anywhere. That's it. It's not going to get anything.
It's not gonna get anything. It was, oh my god, trying to do.
It's just gonna be a solid series, which probably like a 3.5 type of thing.
How many seasonals are we ranking in our year? 30.
Yeah, the 5 honorables and the 25. Yeah.
No, didn't you extend it? It was
No. It was still 25 with the 5 honorables. I said we're doing the 5 for genres, like how we do top 5 movies, top 5 worst. That we do like top 5 comedy, adventure, that type of thing. But we're not gonna explain the 5, 4, 3. We're just gonna say them, but the runner-up and the winner.
Can you do me a favor and remind me on Monday, because I'm off on Christmas Day and I didn't plan to do shit. So that'll be a good opportunity for me to sit down and fucking write this out.
Okay, I will do that for you.
Thank you.
Monday, you said?
Monday, yeah.
You got it. I'll be off Monday.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah. Can we go to bed now?
Yeah, let's wrap this motherfucker up.
Alrighty.
We left a comment.
Holy crap. It was just during the Maid War stuff, so.
Show your comment. Tutu Smile. Holy crap. Shout out to you if you were still watching. You're not, because there's nobody on YouTube, but Tutu Smile, shout out to you if you hear this at the end at 2:50.
Yep. But yeah, the people that stayed, that did come and go, thank you guys so much.
As always.
Again, we'll be back next week with the finales and fall awards along with our winter watch list. And again, in 2 weeks, we got our annual awards with Starman. I cannot wait for that.
Oh, the winter watch list is the season at the end. That's in 2 weeks. Winter watch list is 2 weeks.
What's that? We were gonna do that with the fall. So again, I want to focus on just the awards for the annual.
I guess. All right. That's fine.
Yeah. Again, like
I want to hear Starman's too. That's why I was like, yeah, let's save it for them.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
We'll see how we feel. But again, follow me on Twitter at DamianPhoenix12. Follow our Twitter for now until Musk fucks it up again at Talk to Keki. We have a link tree there. Oh no, sorry, we got rid of that because of fucking Musk. But we do have a link tree. We'll post it somewhere wherever you listen to your favorite.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll probably be on Instagram mostly after this shit. But yeah, another fucking media thing for me to use. Shit.
Well, I mean, I've talked to Kate. I'm gonna give you the password and stuff. But
I know. Okay. Yeah, we'll share it. We'll share it or something. But
sharing, yay, security.
Yeah, but we got that. Wherever you want to listen to your favorite podcast, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Audible, you name it, we're there most likely. Shout out to Sean for being our editor. We also want to thank W2M Network and Chairshot Radio for hosting us on their websites. Very grateful for them for that. And also, we have a Facebook group called Eat the Cake Anime. Again, if you want, go join it. If you say how you hear from us, say talk to Keki, let me know. We'll give you a shout out. Again, Keki Shop is basically this open date. If you're available, send us an email or a direct message on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you want to find us. Letting us know your availability and what anime you want to talk about. We will talk about it, whether we have seen it or not. It's going to be basically a learning experience type of thing. Even if we haven't not watched it, like make us want to watch it. Even your plugs.
You can follow me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24. That's Showstopper24. Again, I have my anime only Instagram at AI_anime24. I have my podcast Instagram at podcast.senpai. You can follow us on the Talk to Keki Instagram at Talk to Keki, TalkTheKeki. Again, as Matt said, everything under the sun is there on our link trees on those pages. You can follow my personal endeavors. You can follow our personal endeavors, as well as the show's endeavors. Shout out to my boy Andy at the MMA for Marks podcast, also available on W2M Network. We record every Monday for all the latest and greatest MMA news and talking fuckery like you hear here, as always, with Matt and I. You took the majority of everything else I could possibly say. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll close this sumbitch out. Everybody have a Kyon holiday.
Happy holidays, everyone. Arigato, anato faku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Naruto